Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's Wednesday, and you know what it means. It's time for Primetime MMA disputing their fight club, the first ever fight club that we have in the promotion today. I am your host and play-by-play commentator, Kingsley. Surprise, surprise, I am here in Primetime, and along with me, joined in the booth, is the one, the only Dova. Dova, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to make my debut on commentary, and the fact that I'm able to commentate alongside Cyrez and beautiful Kingsley, man, I'm excited for the card ahead. What do you reckon, Cyrez?
Same here, brother. I'm absolutely hyped for it. Fight Club 1, we've had so many killers coming through. We had to add another card to the roster each and every week, and no better way to do so topping out the card, we're going to be having BSD Pudgey up against Great Mist. It's their second bout in Primetime, the first one being in Season 1. These guys, absolute savages coming forward, landing hands, always looking for the finish. So extremely excited for the main event, but top to bottom, guys, it's going to be an absolutely stacked show, so cannot wait for it. Like I say, absolute pleasure to have you guys in here, Dover and Kingsley, having your debuts in Primetime. Yeah, can't wait, guys, can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can't wait for these 13 amazing fights. And speaking of amazing fights, I feel like we just need to get straight into the action with the early prelims as our first fight, Storm versus Magical Cloud. And when you look at this matchup, they're looking to put on a showcase in the first fight right here, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a fight that's going to be in the lightweight division. It looks like we're having a Michael Chandler up against Dustin Poirier. Always a fun matchup, right? These guys, they really, really do hit hard, but you've got the slight grappling advantage in terms of the wrestling offense with Michael Chandler, so I wonder if that's something he's going to look to implement. But obviously, Dustin's no slouch on the ground either, right?
Yeah, no, he's very comfortable off his back, isn't he? He's got that rubber guard and full guard, so it's not an easy task to just hold Dustin Poirier down at all.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and we're going to see it right here. This is what you want to see in Primetime MMA. Here we go. Again, Storm in the red gloves using Dustin Poirier, and then Magical in using the blue gloves in Michael Chandler. And already starting out with filling out process, trying to see both guys fight in the phone booth right here. Nice combination with the uppercut and left hook so far for Storm. Taking the aggressive side, but he needs to watch out for those combinations right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, he's got to be really, really careful. I think that Magical Cloud is the gentleman that had a bit of a tough knockout, kind of got, one of the quicker knockouts on the side, so looks like Storm's trying to take that away from him, get in his face nice and early, and just make sure he feels his presence. And with the power of Poirier, man, it only takes a couple of shots to land cleanly to really change the trajectory of any fight. So definitely has to be careful, does Magical Cloud, especially with those big kicks with those little legs.
I was gonna say, he's doing beautiful with them leg kicks, timing them perfectly, just knocked him down with one. Not like keeps some combos going, but then sooner or later switches it to the leg. It's beautiful. I'm loving it.
Yeah, so far halfway mark of the first round right here. We see Magical Cloud back away, using those slips nicely and get some nice combinations. He had a nice 1-2 with the uppercut in earlier stages of this round right here. And right now you see him just pouring on the pressure and trying to go for a takedown right here and to side control right there.
Change.
Yeah, this is exactly what he needed. Excellent denial as well. 2 minutes 50 on the clocks, guys, and Michael Chandler, this is exactly where he needs to be, especially after some early adversity. Storm was coming forward, landing some bombs, and now finds himself in a disadvantageous position on the bottom. But as we mentioned at the very, very top of the card, Dustin Poirier does not have a bad bottom game by any stretch. The man has rubber guard, like you said, has a number of sneaky submissions, so he's gonna have to mind his P's and Q's, his Magical Cloud, with that stamina as he rains down ground and pound from this top mount, though.
Beautiful grappling. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Cloud is doing absolutely well. Hey, look at that, denials after denials. He's just holding him down. He was like getting a bit, not even going to say dominated on the feet, but we could see that Dustin Poirier had the better advantage on the feet. But now that we're on the ground, we're seeing Michael Chandler just absolutely dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Magical Cloud just do just such a great job with this ground and pound, just not wasting any much stamina or just getting those nice denials. And it was kind of a reversal of what we saw in the beginning of this first round. We saw Storm being the aggressor, trying to land these combinations, but then when he got hit with some combinations, it gets taken out. It just seems like it's been Magical Cloud's round the whole fight.
Yeah, tale of two halves, right? A tale of two halves, and I mean, the great damage landed on the feet, and obviously all of the blood on the canvas seems to be coming from Dustin Poirier's left eye right there. Bit of a laceration above it, but now finds himself in top, and this man's got ground and pound of his own.
That's good. Gorgeous ground and pound, but if I was Storm, I'd want to get back to the feet. But then again, you never know. He could have just as good top game, Just as good.
Yeah, I mean, with nice reversal right there, but with 10 seconds left, I mean, you just gonna want to count your losses and just try to go to the second round. If I had to go to you guys, who would you give that round to? It seems like Cloud had the most advantage, but you know how these judges be in this game.
Yeah,
that's it.
Look at that, though. Statistics. The top control's got to have done it right there, right? All the significant strikes, they basically threw and landed the same amount. So the top control, Michael Chandler, did a great job to change the momentum of that fight by shooting in on the legs. And I imagine that's going to be a route to success. That pressure straight back on with Storm, right, Dover? So maybe taking it back down to the ground as quickly as he can is going to be a really, really good game plan for the man.
Yeah, you say that, but he's getting good shots. He just perfectly placed that straight hook there again. He's not getting clapped too hard back, but of course, I feel like Storm's going to make the adjustments. It's not going to always help, and you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of an uppercut.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to see those adjustments right here as we see Magical just using those leg kicks a little bit too nice. He had 3 leg kicks on his opponent, and you can see the toe strikes landing in the lower third. 57 to 52. That's a front kick landing from Magical Cloud onto Storm's face. Storm out of his wits, head health blinking, almost getting hit with a head kick. If we didn't have that much black stamina,
Another
but again,
takedown.
the side control right there. I mean, Cyrus, look at it. I mean, you don't want to be here.
No, really not, especially after that first round. When he got him down, it was really hard for him to get the reversal, to work his way back to his feet. And obviously Chandler showed that he had some vicious ground and pound given the opportunity. Nice posture up already. Looking to be a little bit more patient now. He knows he's got 3 minutes to work that over, and that's an intelligent approach to the game, right? You don't want to bust your stamina too early on and give up that position, especially after working so hard to get it down.
Yeah, not at all. After you saw how well you were doing in the first round on the ground, you know you can take your time this time. It's just like if I was able to hold him down for as long there, I'll be able to keep him down if I'm patient enough. And look at that. Denials after denials, taking his time, side control. Oh, side saddle, sorry. Even better.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think, this is where he doesn't want to be, and just into the crucifix. Oh, good denial right there. I think his first denial of the contest that we're seeing in the second round right here, but Magical Storm just having his way in the bottom game, and now taking the back right here, trying to go for a
beautiful denial.
Good denial so far, and you have to think Storm has to go for the kitchen sink sooner or later because time is running out for him, Cyrus.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if he can get out of this round, maybe he can start to land some hands, but right now the stamina's being attacked. Magical Cloud doing a great job of working the body in these round and pound positions, getting off those denials, and it seems to be having a major effect on Poirier's stamina at this point. Once again, though, the Michael Chandler's power, especially when he gets into these dominant positions, Dover, it lands with such vicious intent.
I have noticed that. I really have. And now we got an armbar coming with Storm's stam not looking good. So this could very much be it. It's like this bar is going up for escape for now, but once it gets to a certain position, the blue bar just goes, and it goes faster than you even expect.
Yeah, you can see that already, tracking it really well, right, Kingsley?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can already see it. The cement bar getting closer and closer. It's going to be a tight one. We know these tight ones happen. A little stamina's low for Storm. I mean, he's a good
this is it.
That's
beautiful. Holy shit, man.
What is the chances?
Beautiful armbar. As I said, that bar, it creeps up faster than you expect. 100%. Beautifully played. As we could see that Mystical Cloud was just perfect on the ground. Absolutely perfect. I could not see a flaw in his ground game. And even in the second round, his striking started to catch up because of how fearful of it going to the ground he was.
Yeah, that's an excellent point right there, brother. I was actually watching some of the Khabib's fights earlier on, and those overhands and the striking sets up the takedown set up the hands, and it just really, really starts to work beautifully together when you start to mix together the full mixed martial arts game there, Kingsley. Magical Cloud, though, going to be feeling really, really good at getting that W after some early adversity.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think, at first it was Storm being the aggressor, and then just the adaptability of saying okay, you were just pushing up forward, you're not going to hit me with many strikes, I'm going to have the actual combination just to land you, and then I'm going to see how your ground game is going to actually be, what are your skills during the ground game, and he just proved to be the better skilled player when it came down to that. And after that, no adaptability, just kept on getting denied with the transitions, and just a dominant win from Magical Cloud. Good luck to him, and just a good start in this Fight Club card right here. I mean, we still have 12 more fights to go, but that was a good one to start off with. I mean, with our next fight, Guinness versus Mystic Bag, I know this one is going to be another banger to be seen right here, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. A little bit of background on these two guys. These have been around for a little while now. We have Mystic Mac, fellow Aussie of yours there, Dover. I believe that you know the man yourself. He has beautiful boxing, likes to utilize the jab really, really well. But he's up against a dangerous opponent in Proper Steve. And the best way I can describe Proper Steve is he's one of the most... he's kind of like not exactly he has, but kind of like the damage in the way that he always in his fights has massive amounts of adversity, but this man has got last-second knockouts on multiple occasions. He stays game to the very, very end, is always pushing for it, and with the Conor McGregor pick that he is favoured for, you know, he really does cause a lot of problems for his opponents with that left hand.
Beautiful. I love to hear that. It's going to be a beautiful fight. I had the pleasure of fighting Mystic Mac last night, actually, for our league. He is a tough opponent. He is not someone easy to get by. That's for damn sure. He sets up that jab perfectly. He'll make sure he's got his range, and if you come any closer, that's it. He'll blast you. He'll take you down. It's a very, it's mind. It's mind annoying. That's for damn sure.
All right, guys, here's our second fight of fight night right here for Primetime MMA. Mystic Mac using Brian Ortega in the blue gloves while Conor McGregor is being used by Guinness. Let's see how this first round goes about, as a nice showing of respect from both competitors in kind of a different pace than what we're seeing. Oh, never mind. We see a 1-2 left hand from Guinness. Guinness doing a nice job. Being aggressive. Oh, he needs to watch out for those
Ortega, he wants to take it down with McGregor. You do not want to be standing with McGregor, not with Ortega. That was a beautiful level change. There we go.
This is a really interesting approach from Mrs. Mac. I've seen this guy fight for over 4 years on our card, basically on a weekly basis, and that might be one of the first takedowns I've ever seen the man throw. So definitely trying to make adjustments to his game there, Kingsley, and I think that's going to play into the mind of his opponent, who is obviously coming out here to strike with the Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I mean, you already let out your game plan. I mean, you already went for 2 takedowns. No doubt you're going to go for it again. I think he's just went for, maybe that was a slip. But now, he needs to keep this fight set out. I mean, good job for him for getting up from that first takedown situation. But now he needs to make sure he scares his opponent to not do another takedown again. But he needs to not get pieced up with these combinations. Nice front kick. Getting blocked right there.
Is really good. Oh my God, beautiful rock.
Proper Steve pushing forward.
Yeah, and we're seeing Guinness. He's doing a nice job. Oh, trying to land a head kick, but not landing as much. We see,
denied. Beautifully done.
Good denied.
Oh, that's a big miss from that man there. Chambering up in combinations, gets ripped to the body by Mystic Mac, and once again on the takedown. This one successful. 2 minutes on the clock now there, Dover, and as you said, this man has been working on his all-round game, so looks like he's going to be trying to take full advantage of the grappling chops he's been working on.
Oh yes, he has. I've noticed last night he has been working on his grappling immensely. Like when he has you on the ground, he is calm. He's not panicking whatsoever. He's waiting for you to make that single mistake that makes him get the advantage.
And nice now we saw right there, but let's see what he can possibly get up as he going to the back of the cage. Sorry, Cyrus, I think I cut you off right there. What were you about to say?
Oh no, I was going to say there, brother. It's with you know, hip as a game, you always love to see the advancements in people's games, and maybe this is down to the fact that a lot of his opponents prior to this is their main kind of game plan against him has been to take him down. So taking it to your opponent, maybe getting that first takedown, showing them that you have chops on the ground yourself, is going to be a really, really good way to start to really, really de-incentivize people from going, you know, to those takedowns as a first priority to get you out your game plan. But you can already see, you know, Proper Steve now starting to back up considerably. Those takedowns, the shots he's landing, maybe getting in his head a little bit, and those body rips over and over again are very, very nice.
Yeah, what I'm noticing is that he's a little worried about going in, because even though Mystic Mac is having beautiful success with the takedowns, when he's following him, he has beautiful times at catching him with combo, and it's making him a little scared. So he's thinking, let's back up a little bit. But looks like he's going to do. Oh, Mystic Mac, oh mate! Beautiful.
Getting a nice knockdown right there with 5 seconds to go.
Takedown. Wow. What a finish.
You love to see it. A good end of that first round right there. And I think we're going to see a little bit of the highlights right there. No, we're just going to go straight into the corners. But a good knockdown from Mystic Mac, able to probably steal the round away from his opponent right there. Into the second round, you had to think, probably he needs to find a way to adapt right here, Cyrus.
He really, really does, and the problem is that with Conor McGregor, as his stamina starts to get, you know, kind of on the losing end of the scale, you know, when it's below your opponents, he starts to lose a lot of the exchanges because he just doesn't have the gas tank to continue and fight in that pocket. Does a great job of getting straight up, though, does Proper Steve.
Beautifully done. Absolutely beautifully done.
Now, the one thing I will say
Straight
about
back down.
the one thing I will say about Prophecy is he does often like to go to the spinning kicks with Conor McGregor. I think that he's maybe holding back on them a little bit at the moment due to the takedown attempts coming his way from Mystic Mac, but look for those a little bit later. Does a little bit of a block break, throws them up there, and often catches his opponent right on the end of that range. Going to be a little bit difficult though, being pressured like this.
Oh, there it is.
There's that.
Here we go. We saw. We saw rough front kick landing. Very perfectly timed from Prophecy, and Prophecy doing a nice job to answer the bell in the second round right here. Mystic Mac needs to find a way to change up his game plan because now going for those takedowns, trying to go for these strikes, and now it seems like we're going for home run hits right here. We're going into a brawl right here, ladies and gentlemen.
He is trying to get the show over quickly. Dover does not want to be staying on this ground too long.
Stops on them head kicks.
Yeah, I think they're catching him a little bit off right over there. Those head kicks starting to cost his stamina, starting to set up those takedowns for Mystic Mac and allowing him back into this fight after some really, really nice work with his hands prior to that.
That's it. You just calm down a little, like pick your shots. You don't have to explode.
Yeah, and I see right here is that we're seeing if you see a lot of combinations being thrown, but they're out of range. So I'm wondering who's going to make that mistake of being outside of range and wasting all that time. I mean, an overhand, not wasting a lot of stamina, and now you see the takedown and cause of effect of that situation. I mean, you have to think that was not a poor execution move by his opponent right there.
It looks like he's a little in his head. He's made him think he has got the takedowns. He can also catch him off guard with his counters, but he's also got to think when he picks his shots perfectly, he gets him, you know? He catches him off guard just as much when he's pushing him back. So he needs to go back to just realizing where he's going wrong and not push as hard. Play some footsies. Go in there, throw a jab, walk in and out, see what they're going to do.
Oh, and the uppercut back and forth, and now we see a rock.
I feel like Mystic Mac's in his head.
Mystic Mac is doing a great job, guys. He's, sorry to interrupt you, brother. He's chambering up on combinations when he's got Conor McGregor's stamina low, and it's just the timing of it to engage in those strikes that's catching Prophecy off at the moment. Maybe catching him, while he's taking pictures after some of those combinations there, Kings.
And that's the key word, timing. I mean, with 30 seconds left in the second round right here, I mean, Prophecy, he was able to get that front kick landing. He was able to get a knockdown, but again, the timing of the uppercuts from Mystic Mac as he tried to go for a 1-2 head kick, and those uppercuts have been working well with the 5 seconds. But that's not
beautiful.
That's a massive overhand right there. Kind of close here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal pace. It's crazy.
It is. Both of them are getting rocks, if I'm not mistaken. Knockdowns. What did we get? Oh, one knockdown, couple rocks. Yeah, it's a very close round. But if I was Prophecy, I would start knowing my distance. Not go in there with combos that are missed just like that. Beautifully done by Mystic Mac. His timing went on the back foot.
That's it!
Just nothing else.
Oh, that's it. Wow. Mystic Mac.
Beautifully done.
He didn't come to take part. He came here to take over, and that's what he did in that second fight right there. I mean, Mystic Mac, his game move, his absolute winner of a move was his uppercut. Those uppercuts were landing very nice. I mean, look at it right here. As soon as he saw his opponent trying to trade with him, he said, I'm going to have this uppercut because you're in my phone move, and I'm going to knock you down, and I'm going to capitalize because you have no ground game compared to my Brian Ortega. And Cyrus, that might have been the story of the whole fight.
No, I completely agree with you there, brother. And funnily enough, that combination right there, the jab, rear uppercut into the lead hook, it's one of the biggest damaging combinations that people like to use as you're getting into these brawling exchanges, due to the fact that it causes so much damage and often can catch your opponent at high vulnerability. It was beautiful work from Mystic Mac to time those very, very well, and he's going to be feeling really, really happy with himself after that performance. You've got to imagine, Dover, it was a pretty clean performance. Obviously got hit a couple of times and took a few licks, but he did a really, really good job of just mixing it all together and showing some ripples to his game tonight.
That's it. As I said, as he's getting pushed back, he knows the perfect timing to throw them combos, and he caught him how many times? A good 3-4 times as he was coming in. Props to both of them. And I'm not going to say Prophecy didn't do good, because he did. He had his moments. He got him with a front kick that knocked him down, nearly finished the fight right there and then. But just, you can't keep pushing forward without moving your head.
True. Yeah,
Absolutely.
And the takedown defense need to work on a little bit, but at the same time, we didn't see the best from Mystic Mac. He wasn't able to hold him down per se. Got a few moments where I was able to get some ground and pound in, but got to work on that one too.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you've experienced this yourself, being an Aussie there, my man. I mean, when you're fighting some people around the world, I mean, maybe there was a slight delay that can affect the grappling in particular. It's a lot easier to adjust on the feet, right? You know, when there is these slight delays. I don't know about yourself personally, but on the ground in particular, that's where it's really, really noticeable. So maybe that plays a factor into why these guys wouldn't have been denying as much as they would normally, but they did a really good job of mixing them together, you know?
As personal experience, like I've dealt with latency, so I understand it a lot more than most people understand.
Well, with all of that being said, guys, we move on to our featured fight of the early prelims. Going to be AJS ChipUfc up against Rebel, FOI Rebel. I've seen these guys fight over in the BFL, and I'm interested to see what they're able to do here tonight. The AJS boys, just to give you a little bit of context on their fight style, they come from the CAF scene in BFL, and they have a very, very unorthodox striking style, able to mix it all together with the grappling, and they often catch their opponents off guard with some very, very unorthodox knees and spinning kicks. But with that being said, FOI Rebel is actually one of the champions over in BFL, so once again, he's trying to make a bit of a wave over here in Primetime, seeing what wins he can get put together. Obviously going to be a tough test ahead of him against an opponent that's probably fairly familiar with him, coming from the, the same scene.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, you guys better get your predictions, because these guys are going to put on one heck of a show, and especially in the lightweight division, Justin Gaethje versus possibly Tony Ferguson. Dove, I want to get your thoughts. I mean, you have to think this matchup kind of favors Tony Ferguson because of all that stamina?
Yes, I would think so. He has amazing cardio, but at the same time, Justin Gaethje has that power to end it straight away. Like, he doesn't hit soft, that's for damn sure. Every hook hurts more than a jab, or like more than an overhand, sorry. You know, it's all just the same. And if you know Justin Gaethje, he has that special block that can block uppercuts and kicks and all, not uppercuts, hooks and kicks and stuff like that. So it's going to be beautiful to see what he does with him. And I'd love to see low kicks, especially with Justin Gaethje. What do you guys think?
I think I'd agree with you there, brother. The low kicks are going to be key to his success. I believe that's actually one of the only weak areas of Tony Ferguson, is his leg health is, I believe, in the high 80s. So attacking that with, the really, really strong kicks of Justin Gaethje, I believe it's 5-star, kicks that he's got, really will pay dividends over the course of this 15-round fight, should it get that far. But with two heavy hitters there, Kingsley, like these, it may not get that far. The leg kicks may not be needed with these sorts of bombs already landing in the pocket.
Yeah, hot and heavy in the last fight of the early prelims. We see Rebel using all that stamina, using the Justin Gaethje, but nice knees that we saw a moment ago from Tony Ferguson from AJS Chip. And so far, I mean, if Rebel keeps up this pace, he better pray for a knockout in this first round right here, because he's not going to have much going to these later parts of the rounds if Ferguson is able to survive this. But again, the nice pressure on to the body, a nice check of the kicks right now, and using those leg kicks. We're seeing a good job from Rebel so far, just staying to his game plan, not using much stamina. So let's see how it goes right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, nice. I was going to say, that's the type of thing the flying needs, but the leg kick, not in the head.
Oh, what a head kick.
The composure, Dover, just able to mix it all together, keeping his opponent guessing, and right now he doesn't know what to do. All damage coming his way.
Beautiful mix-ups. The leg kicks are paying off just as much as anything. Look, just perfectly timed, trying to get that head kick just as much as a leg kick. The body kicks are looking beautiful as well. Everything is just looking great from Rebel.
Yeah, and you have to think, I mean, oh my God, the knee landing. I thought he was going to go for the buy, and his opponent thought so too. Oh, but an overhand landing. This is chaos right here. Both guys have a low with 150 left. We're seeing both guys just lay it on the line. They don't want to go to the second round. They want a full roller coaster fight right here in the booth. And he finished the fight right here. He is close, but no, Rebel stays alive right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing, brother.
Oh my God.
I believe he survived it. Now gets his back as well, and Justin Gaethje does not waste time when he gets the opportunity to land some big, powerful shots. Decides to separate. Interesting choice with the only, 50-odd seconds left in the round, but doing a good job of landing hands, so cannot sniff at it.
Oh, the overhand. I mean, those front kicks are not landing. Oh, go ahead, Nova.
It's just beautifully done by Justin Gaethje. He's mixing it all up, and like to get back up to the feet, I realized was a smart, feel like is a smart move, because look at how he's going at the feet. He doesn't know what he's gonna throw. It's just domination on the feet. But I'm not going to say domination because Tony Ferguson is just like, he's waiting for his moments and he will get them. Look at them leg kicks.
Yeah, we called it again, brother. They've added up really quickly. Over the course of that 5 minutes, that left leg has been absolutely chopped to pieces, and it's going to be very, very tender going into these last 10 minutes should they go in, across to the full course of the fight. But Kingsley, he's got to be a little bit worried about that. Got to be really, really careful about making sure that he's able to get those checks off when necessary. But of course, with that being said, that does often set up the the strikes to the head.
I mean, there's a lot of things that he needs to be worried about. I mean, he used all that stuff in the first round, and now they're in the second round, and now he has a distinct problem, but it doesn't even matter. Overhand landing, knocking down his opponent. Rebel not carrying the no stamp game is alive here in prime time, and Chip
Beautiful combination.
Rebel from the depths, from the first round, knocked down his opponent again, and that has to be it. Rebel with the insane, chaotic win right there.
That was beautiful.
Who needs stamina when you've got knockout power, is what Rebel said. Came forward, landed those hands, and able to get his opponent out there nice and relatively early. The leg kicks, I think, though, you called it perfectly, Dover. They were the real game changer in this fight. They got his opponent to second guess where to block at all moments, and he just absolutely put on a phenomenal pace. The technical pressure was incredible, and it was Gaethje-like. He was cage cutting, just making sure that he landed everything on the block and made sure his opponent felt suffocated, moving around that cage.
That's it. Absolutely well put. That's exactly it. Like, Gaethje's got that 5-star leg kick, so why not use it? That was absolutely a beautiful performance, and I love a good Gaethje pick, and that was, that was great. That was a pleasure to watch. Rebel, that was gorgeous, man.
Well, I think that that can be said. He is a champion in another promotion, and maybe he's looking to make a run in this one. Looks like he's got the skills to pay the bills there, Kingsley. Beautiful work done by that man this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what he does in the future in future primetime cards, because there was a little stuff that he needs to work on. I mean, both guys had a lot of stamina. I mean, he was close to losing, so both guys need to really look at the tape and just hone in on their skills, because we saw 3 knees trying to land, not knees, elbows trying to land on his opponent, and they all whipped, and then that led to stamina cost, and then a front kick not landing into an overhand. So there's definitely a lot of stuff to be worked on, but definitely a lot of potential in that fight right there. And again, guys, we just want to welcome you guys. If you just came around and you're just attending into a Primetime MMA fight card, we welcome you guys. This is Primetime MMA Fight Club, our first Fight Club card in the new season that we have here in Primetime MMA. I am Kingsley. Alongside me is the owner, Cyrus Loney, and the guy who's making his debut, Dova. We're having such an amazing time, and we're into our next fight, into the prelims right here. And Cyrus, I just want to get your thoughts in this next fight.
It's going to be a really fun one, brother. I mean, this weight class is always full of killers. We see Yoramir up against Sonnen, which I was not expecting. Louis and TSK Gilly making their debuts this evening. I'm just very, very interested to see what these guys are able to do. It's always interesting to get fresh blood in. Adds a whole new level to these guys. You don't know who the next star is going to be, and maybe one of these guys is going to be able to, get their name out there and really get their name on the map tonight. I imagine that Gilly, though, is going to have to be a little bit careful with that takedown, because obviously that's the biggest threat here, right, from Anakin. With that being said, the uppercut lands instantly. Jesus.
I was going to say, from what I've seen from Anakin, I haven't had the pleasure of sparring my boy, but his grappling is something else. I've had the pleasure of watching him fight alongside my other boys, and his grappling is... it's suffocating.
Yeah, this is already emotional abuse, mate. He's got him in side control, denying absolutely everything. This is almost Styles-esque, able to pin the man down, landing brutal ground and pound to open up that first round, and this is not good for Yoel Romero. Good thing he's made of solid granite, otherwise I don't think that he would have been surviving. Many people may have folded already after this early pressure put on by the bad guy.
Yeah, and we're already seeing, this is where you don't want to be Yoel Romero. I mean, you already getting hit, you already got rocked. You want to find a way to just adapt and find your way back. And into this backside, we're just taking a little bit of time. I wonder if the referee's going to stand these guys up right here. But into just the long con into the posture up right there. I mean, Cyrus, just going to your analysis, I mean, that's a big chess move right there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, this guy's denials right now are phenomenal. He's doing them with basically no GA at some positions. I don't know if he's getting the pre-denies just perfectly, got like Rain Man abilities, just predicting everything his opponent's going to be able to do. And so far as, like you said, having a suffocating sort of approach to his opponent there, Dover, able to stop everything he is doing. And you've got to imagine that, you know, his panic is starting to settle in because everything he's trying to escape with is being shut down so far by the bad guy.
But at the same time, even though he is denying them, he's not getting anything out of it. He's not getting too big of a shot. Even when it gets to these posture positions, he's not getting too much damage in. It's just on the block, taking it like a champ. So if he stays calm, like, even if this is how the round goes, come out the second round, adapt, and see where you're going wrong.
Yeah, and already 120 left in the first round right here, and just punches and bunches in that backside posture up position. Back into the backside, I'm surprised that we haven't seen Gilly try to find a way to get out of it, as he's now into top position on the bottom side, while Anakin is just having his way in this whole situation. I mean, this is going to be, I would say a 10-8, but what were your thoughts? Do you think it could possibly be a 10-8?
I think so, brother. I think so. He got a rock at the very, very beginning with that beautiful uppercut, able to take him down instantly afterwards. And I think we've had approximately 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the ground of just pure ground and pound. I mean, the savagery being put on display by TS Anakin, I believe they're both TS boys now, is just absolutely phenomenal. I didn't know much about him going into this, Dover, like I said, making his debut, but you would hit the nail on the head, my man. His grappling is next level.
I'm just glad I'm not Gilly. That looked horrifying.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. We've all been on the wrong end of something like that, right? But Jesus, that was horrifying.
Yeah, that's suffocating as hell. I've honestly never seen anyone grapple like that in a long time. Like, I'm impressed. I really am. I'm curious to see how Gilly comes out the second round, because as you said, he got rocked at like 30 seconds in as well, and that's when the takedown happened, and there's been nothing but ground and pound from there. What do you reckon, Kinsley?
Yeah, I mean, in the second round, I mean, you just got to figure out how you're going to adapt to the situation. Hopefully, we'll see what Gilly can bring out in the second round. I mean, you're not going to be in the ground situation. You just need to find out to get your combinations on your opponent. And already to a bad start, getting hit with those head kicks. And this is where Anakin wants to be. I feel like he's in a rhythm right now. And he's put it on his opponent right here.
Oh my God, man.
Jeez.
This is a flawless performance.
Jesus Christ.
We need
the third knockdown that we've seen?
Yeah, we need the Mortal Kombat guy coming in at the end of this, just flawless. But he's not, everything he is doing is absolute perfection right now. Nice shot landing from Gilly. He needs a little bit more of that. But right now, you know, it's easier said than done with this sort of kind of calculated pressure being put on him by Anakin.
That's it. Like, with the setup of the takedowns, it makes your hands come alive as well, and as we're seeing. But look, Gilly's making adjustments and bringing them leg kicks, and I'm liking it a lot. And sorry for cutting you off, Kingsley.
No, you're totally fine. Just the lower third was very telling before. All these strikes were coming out from Gilly. It was 53-1 in total strikes landed. So Gilly needs to get on this horse and try to win this round right here, because he is already possibly down the cards. It might be a 10-8 that first round. As a
beautiful takedown.
That's incredible stuff.
Now, on that point as well there, Kingsley, Ramiro is, you know, Yo Ramiro is the guy that is going to be able to do it. He's pretty durable over the course. He's doing a good job of holding his stamina right now. And obviously, we know the power of Yo Ramiro is nothing to be overlooked. This guy can put anybody out at a moment's notice. So explosive, but going to be hard to do so when you're back on the mat right now with Anakin just having that absolutely smothering top control, man. It really is. If he's able to replicate what he was able to do in the first round, this is going to be a solid 2 minutes for this man.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, with 2 minutes to go, you have to think it might be another. Well, it can't be a 10-8 round, because he did have some strikes on, but into this half guard, back into the full guard right here. Anakin's just been smothering his opponent. I mean, suffocation is just the epitome of this game plan right here. And just another denial. I mean, just controlling the whole fight right here, Dova.
It is beautiful. It is actually beautiful. Like, beautiful survival by Gilly. Gilly, back up, beautiful. I love to see it. But that top control is just scary. It's absolutely horrifying to think to be suffocated by that.
Especially with a Chael Sonnen too. I mean, you don't rarely see a Chael Sonnen pick in UFC 4, but he's using it to the T, and with these clinches and uppercuts, and knees, they're just paying dividends for his opponent. But a nice one uppercut. Oh, the head kick. Oh, the punish.
That was sloppy. That was a very sloppy kick.
Oh, he's going for the finish. Not enough time on the, not enough stamina, sorry, to do it at the end of this round. But that's another really, really nice round from Anakin. A little bit better from Ramiro. He was able to do, have a better representation, land a couple of shots of his own. But so far, it's all the bad guy. I have to say, though, I mean, with your Ramiro, like, as I mentioned a moment ago, the power that he has, it can really, really be changed at any given time. So I think I'd like to see Gilly come out here and just really force his opponent to be backed up. And I don't know if you guys would agree, but since Chael Sonnen's main weakness on the ground is his submission defense, maybe even looking for a submission given the opportunity on the ground. Get that denial off, try and cinch one in, because right now you're having all sorts of adversity and you need to try and kind of get your opponent off that game plan.
Yeah, you have to throw the kitchen sink. I mean, you're basically down 2 rounds. Gilly needs to go for submission, knockouts. I mean, he's already off to a bad start again, and that's been the case for the last 2 rounds. Just the first round, rock, second round, rock, and now third round, just the same pattern again. And Dova, you have to think it might be over soon.
It's not looking too good. Honestly, if I was Gilly, I would be trying to take him down. Yes, he has great top control, but what's it going to be like on the ground? And at the moment, you're getting outstruck by everything. Your head health is not going to last a full combo, unfortunately. So you've got to think there's got to be a different way to go at it.
Yeah, and as you said,
that is beautiful takedown defense.
He was actually shooting for a takedown of his own in that moment, but Chael Sonnen just a little bit quicker on it. Now straight on his back, and once again back to the smothering approach, mixing up the strikes in the clinch nicely, making his opponent guess high and low, and gets that mat return. Very, very good work from Anakin. The force is with this man tonight. He is all over absolutely every aspect of this mixed martial arts contest.
Yeah, and we have to see, I mean, already halfway mark of the third and final round. And again, with his backside posture up, he's getting that block H low. He's getting that head health just a little bit damaged. You see the blood on the canvas. Anakin is just doing such a nice job. And again, this is what we saw on the first round right here. He's just waiting out his opponent. He's begging for his opponent to do something, and he's trying to go for a submission right there, but taking his back right now. Sorry, would you be shocked if he tried to go for a submission right here?
A little bit. If he goes for the RNC, that down position now is there is a bulldog choke from that position, but it's actually a nice transition just for the back sitting. They've added it in order to do it, but right now I think that he's just going to go for ground and pound, to be straight up with you. He's just got such great positional control that the ground and pound opportunities are just too clean. I think we're about to see a bit of Neon Belly in a moment. There it is, one more elbow and Neon Belly is coming.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nah, this is suffocating. No stamina, no head health. This is not lasting too much longer if he's able to just keep this going.
Honestly, Papa Roach would be proud because this is just pure suffocation. I mean, Gilly's at his last resort, and it's just not looking great. And now into a crucifix position, the UFC 3 nightmare, into another denial. Double denial again. This has to be it. He's just waiting. A third one just to close.
That's it. That's it, brother. That's it.
Oh my.
Jeez.
There it is. Wow.
Absolutely
domination.
Flawless performance, guys. I mean, look, I may not have known this man going into this fight since he was making his debut, but my God, do I know him after this fight, and I am incredibly interested to see where he goes from here. He looks like he's going to be a problem for really anybody if he's able to replicate that sort of control in the cage. Just, composure, control, brutal ground and pound, really put it all together. It was about as flawless of a victory as you can get there, Kingsley, and I mean, it's very early in the night, but I think that's a very early contender for performance of the night, and it's going to be hard to beat that. I mean, it's basically just pinpoint performance, perfection.
I mean, you got to make a case for him. I mean, he looked really good, and like the main thing, he used a Chael Sonnen against a Yoel Romero. I mean, he's 9 out of 10 times in ranked. He's not going to win that matchup at all. It takes a special kind of skilled player to use a Chael Sonnen or go against the grain or go against the meta to go after your opponent, especially in a big spot like this, to win it in that dominant fashion. I mean, performance of the night, shoot, it might be performance of the year the way he went about it.
It really could have been. I mean, you don't often see such, and this isn't not to go against his opponent. Obviously, Gilly just had a really tough night tonight, but when when you have an opponent like that, it can be really, really frustrating because he just didn't make a misstep, right? I think that at a certain point when you're injured and your stamina's a little bit low, you're kind of just trying to stay in the fight and look for your opportunities to get back into it with some damage, and Louis just didn't give him an opportunity to, Dover. I mean, just absolutely all over it, and you know, both of them being TSK boys and campmates of yourself, gonna be happy with them overall, but that man is a problem, and you know, has potential future champion written on him if he can continue to perform like that.
I'm excited to see how far he goes. I'm excited to see how far they both go. Like Gilly, he had a rough night, but I've also seen him have a solid performance recently. So I know what he's capable of. So he may have just had a bad night. We're going to work on that. I'm going to work on both of them because they both had their moments.
For sure.
But either way, I'm proud of my boys.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to see a lot more impressive showings throughout this Fight Club card. As we are still getting started with the prelims, we're going to go into our second fight of the prelims, Mr. AJ versus Jack, and possibly in the heavyweight division. And you usually don't see the heavyweight division being shown much in other competitive leagues, but I'm excited to see how these guys implement their own strategies in the game. And Cyrus, when you look at these two competitors, they're looking to just put on a show in these huge brawls.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Especially in the heavyweight. I believe that we just saw a calf pick out of, I think it was Jack or Mr. AJ. I could be wrong. I didn't see which one it was, but we've got a calf pick up against Cyril Garn. Oh, wow. Okay, he's got a full t-shirt and beads. That's an interesting look. We don't see it.
Love the beard.
The mighty white beard. Maybe he saw Dale Denton's beard in the chat and decided to replicate that. The mightiest white beard of all. But yeah, he's coming out here looking like he is not playing any games this evening. Got a burly character. The calves are always an interesting one. They've got unorthodox styles for a lot of it. You know, and they can, like I said, I didn't see what he used, but a lot of them have those really, really flashy kicks that a lot of these heavyweight fighters just simply won't have.
I think I'm seeing a Wonder Boy stance from that.
Oh, already coming out with the crazy kicks right here in the first 30 seconds. I mean, he's already implemented his game plan of like, I'm going to try to go for home run hits. And while we see Mr. AJS, he's doing a nice job, not really going super crazy over the strikes that his opponent is throwing out. He's like, I'm going to say calm, cool, collected. I'm going to try to attack the body a little bit. But as soon as I say that, he gets hit on the body right here. Cyrus, you have to think, he has to watch out for his opponent because the strikes are coming.
Yeah, especially in this heavyweight division. You mentioned obviously the attacks to the body. The stamina doesn't last too long in these weight classes, and it can really, really go south really, really quickly if you start attacking that body and the leg as well as he is already. You can see it starting to chomp away at the calf stamina. Calves are only 4.5 stars. They don't normally have the best stamina tanks from what I understand from a lot of them, although I am not a main calf player myself there. I think that honestly Mr. AJS is doing a phenomenal job of playing footsies right now, just in and out, landing some nice jabs, head movement on the outside. Big missed overhand though.
Yeah, what I'm seeing in the early prelims, the prelims right now, everyone wants to load up. Oh my God! Was making, we're seeing some flying knees and uppercuts landing on his butt, and Mr. AJS, he needs to duck back out because now he's in a pressure situation. He's like, all right, I had it with the striking. I'm gonna go to the ground game and make you uncomfortable because I don't want any part of that anymore.
Yeah, that was a very smart choice. I feel very smart choice.
The one thing about Cyril Garn as well is that although he's predominantly a striker, I believe he has some really sneaky submissions, and against the calf pick, that may be a really, really viable way to finish the fight. But my God, some ground and pound from that top mount. That was vicious.
It was vicious. He just wasn't giving him enough room. Doesn't want him to get up. Just wants to finish the fight after seeing the crazy maneuvers he wants to do on the feet.
Yeah, in the third straight denial, and you know he has to go for submission right here. I mean, you just got to. And again, this has been so insane to see. I mean, we see the submit bar, it's creeping up, but nice submission defense that we're seeing. But Cyrus, you know, that could change in an instant.
It really can. It looks like the escape is imminent on this one. He's going to get pushed back into the full guard position, but the stamina's still very low, so that posture up, or the slice over into the half guard, which he decides to opt for, is definitely available. Utilizing that stamina advantage to continue to move forward. Now that ground and pound is about to be rained down on his opponent's face. With 30 seconds left on the clock, plenty of damage about to come his way.
Oh yeah. Oh, but a good slap. Oh, but just, geez, with 15 seconds left, you can never be too sure. You want to keep them at head health, and that stamina is not going to be part with him in that second round. But
5 seconds
man, What a turnaround, honestly.
Nice sneaky shots, I like it.
I mean, he needed that as well, right? After that big rock in the first round, right there, as we see that flying knee, just to get the damage off on your opponent's head, it really is going to equal out the playing field coming into the second round. I mean, ending up the round on bottom, eating ground and pound, takes away some of that confidence of the flying knee earlier, right?
Yeah, it does, but in our eyes, we're looking at the judges of the game. You know, we never know what's more of got the word. I'm sorry.
No,
beautiful flying knee again. And flying knee just seemed to be money for him, right?
Yeah, it seems like the flying knee. Oh, but the slip, the pull into uppercut, almost landing. But what I've been seeing from this whole fight card, you see it. Again, we just saw it right there. Everyone loading up, 7 back, 1-2, and just loading up that overhand. And it seems like it's getting people caught. And just people not really noticing, just get out of the phone booth. You don't need to just always go for the home run hit. But with these guys, they're just seeing like they're going to go for a home run derby right
As soon as they step in the pocket, it's like they're fighting on a napkin. As soon as one of them gets majorly damaged, they try to retreat. But quite honestly, these guys not taking too many back steps at this stage in the fight. Perpetual forward momentum from AJS, at least. Mr. AJS has done a great job of moving forward and landing damage throughout the course of this fight. Into the clinch, tries the takedown, but defense holding really nice for Sterling.
Sterling just having his way with the range at the moment, just able to keep backing up, not being cut off from the cage. Be able to get his spinning kicks off, looking beautiful, aiming for them legs just as much as anything. And mostly the body now, I'm liking it, pushing him away. Trying to have a spinning.
Oh, good timing!
Beautiful uppercut, beautiful body work.
This is it. That's it.
Beautifully done. Beautifully mixed up.
He said, hold my beer, just threw combination after combination when he got him rocked, mixed it to the body, to the head, and his opponent just didn't know which way the strikes were coming, able to land those beautiful consecutive shots to get the finish then over. Mr. AJS going to be feeling very, very good at that, especially after that early adversity.
That's it, you got the flying knee in the first round, and that's not what you want to start off, hey? So you got to finish it like that, don't you, Kingsley?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at that replay. I mean, by the ending moments, first of all, that combination was so sick. I wish we could put that in a museum because that was just beautiful to see in that ending sequence. But you could see on the replay right there, when he was about to land that right hook, we saw his opponent trying to go for a flying knee. Again, I was scared that he was going to get hit with a flying knee again, but good stuff to just go for the perfectly timed uppercut, body, and straight to the right hook to end his opponent quick and early. I mean, just what a good showing. I love what we've been seeing so far.
Been absolutely beautiful work, my man. Beautiful work. And it takes us straight into the next prelim there, Kingsley. We're going to be having Scythe up against TP Twisted. I had a little bit of background information that was being supplied a little bit earlier on about Twisted. TP Twisted is a newcomer in Primetime. He's a very well-rounded fighter from the information I'm being supplied by some of his campmates. A pressure boxer that is capable of making great adjustments against his opponent. And, in TP, he trains under, a whole number of people, and he's kind of coming up on the rise now. So those are the notes I have from this guy. It's his teammates are talking very, very highly of him. I mean, have you had the opportunity to spar him yourself, then, over, obviously coming from that same camp? Oh, sorry, he's from TP.
I have not. I have not had the pleasure, unfortunately.
No. Well, interesting to see how he goes down. Like I said, his opponent in this one being Scythe. I think he's had a couple of performances in Primetime so far, a little bit of up and down. So we'll have to see how he stacks up here tonight against Twisted. But from the scouting report, the man is definitely one to watch. So we'll have to get straight into it. Welterweight is the weight class. Usman v Burns, 2v2 coming into this one, but we've said it time and time again, as you've seen in ESFL, Primetime, and many of these other promotions. It's a little bit different when you're under the lights, sparring, OWC, different ballpark, where you've got, there's an added pressure when you know that you've got, people coming through to see these performances.
Yeah, and a nice little respect that we're seeing right here. And again, Scythe in the red gloves using Kamaru Usman, Twisted in the blue using Gilbert Burns. And already, again, we're seeing those overhands. If you see an overhand just being loaded up, they're just going to take 2 steps back. It's just like a Pokemon fighting a battle. And right now, we're fighting a full count. Nice uppercut with a full uppercut. Nice job by side, knowing the stamina's down, attacking the body, and already we're seeing Burns already in the defeated state as he's getting pieced up right here.
Combination.
Yeah, he is absolutely scattergunning techniques all over this cage, going to the head, going to the body, gotten him rocked early. Usman's power is not to be sniffed at. That straight is absolutely sniping, and he continues to go to it time and time again, landing on Twisted's chin, but... Oh, and the pull again.
Oh, man.
This guy, Dover, he's looking really clean with the hands with Usman.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the mix-ups, different combinations every time, and now we're going to get a takedown. A beautiful takedown defense. That was beautiful. Oh, yeah.
And return.
Beautiful try. Now we're going back to the combinations. That's straight. That's straight. At the end of combinations is just perfect for him.
And you can
Yeah,
all...
and we're seeing... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we're already seeing a massive impact on the stamina due to that bodywork, Kingsley. Sorry, what were you about to say there, brother?
No, I was saying this is what Twisted kind of needs to do. He needs to find a way to just implement that cleanser, just get closer to his opponent and get him out of the striking game, because it seems like Scythe has it working, because those uppercuts are landing every single time they go into the phone booth right here and past the halfway mark right here. I mean, again, those uppercuts are paying dividends and the combinations are flowing and flowing, but right now Twisted needs to find a way to just get it close. Go for a clinch or something right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, with that being said, he's actually started doing a good job of interrupting him, but that's a brilliant pull counter again. Usman's all over the head movement over. He's looking so clean. I'm being blown away. I don't want to count Twisted out, but right now Scythe's just locking all over it.
That's what he needed. Beautifully done.
Yes, sir.
Just kept stepping outside, letting him throw his combos, and then come back in with a spear. I love that. Beautiful.
And this...
Yeah, and we're seeing with 1 minute to go right here, seeing a top mount position from Twisted trying to get some kind of damage, get that block gauge a little bit low, but Cyrus, you have to think, you have to implement as much damage as you can to just try to somewhat kill this round a little bit.
Oh my
just down this low right here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, my man. I mean, he's got him on the ground now. This is where, you know, Burns is going to be able to do some of his best work, by the looks of things especially. I mean, after that... striking, you know, kind of clinic that was being put on by Usman in the opening going of this first 5 minutes, but he's only got 15 seconds left on the clock, and he definitely needs to get this fight down very quickly in the second round, in my opinion, in order to continue to have success.
Yeah, 100%. If I was Twisted, I'd be taking it to the ground as soon as possible.
He did.
Yeah, and you can see the fight stats. It was 37-31 in favor of Kamaru Usman, and we have to see what could possibly you could do again right here. He's been landing those uppercuts. He's been doing such a nice job. Can Twisted find a way to adapt? And those 1-2 going for an ankle pit, but a nice denial of that takedown from Scythe. Scythe doing a nice job so far. This is what he kind of needs to do. Just stay in the center octagon and just hope for that pull uppercut to land very nicely against this opponent right here, Cyrus. Oh, but a little bit of a
himself.
Oh, Jesus!
Slip straight.
And this is what Burns needs there, Dover. Now he's pushing forward.
Oh my God! Oh, there's the pull uppercut again. Oh my God!
It's been a big key to his success rate tonight there, Kingsley. That pull counter has been money for him.
The takedown, beautifully done.
He said, anything you can do, I can do better. I'm going to take this scroll position. Oh, but nice enough. I feel like if you're a Twisted, you just got to get up. You finally down your body. You're able to pull up. Cut. Just trying to find a way to get your opponent, because again, he gets denied again. Yeah, just get back up. Try to see if you can do that pull uppercut, because now it's working. Now your opponent needs to watch out. Inside, it has to be a little bit scared right here, Cyrus, as he gets hit with a head kick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's definitely got to be a little bit careful. You know, so that pull counter, you know that's what he's going for. Has to maybe start to implement a little bit more of the straight as his opponent is looking for that. It's going to interrupt him a lot, catch him at large vulnerabilities. But this groundwork, I think this is going to be where his bread is buttered. Should he be able to maintain this position, move over into a little bit more of a dominant one, and start to bring down that ground and pound over. We've seen it in the first round. He was able to do great work closing out that first.
Yes, he was, and that's why I believe he's taking it back to the ground. He understands that he has a better chance on the ground. Like, he's getting some beautiful pull uppercuts himself on the feet, but sometimes you just don't want to risk it, because as we saw, like, he did a pull counter, got him, and then seconds later, it was the same. And now we got a beautiful reversal with Usman on top, which is not what you want, but Burns also has a 96 bottom control, if I'm not mistaken, so he's no slouch on the ground either.
Yeah, submissions to go with it as well there, Kingsley, right? He's dangerous in all positions.
Yeah, he's also, as he goes over submission, almost goes for submission. He just gets out of it. Want to keep it standing out with 130 left in the second round right here. We saw both guys take a little bit of damage.
Oh, beautifully
as
done.
we see Twisted going Twisted on his opponent right here, then face to the body, draining that stamina of Scythe. Scythe needs to find a way to answer back. He's trying to go for a straight, as you were saying, Cyrus, but not really doing much, not having the same impact as the first round right there.
No, and that missed leg kick just allowed him to, Usman, to get the fight down to the ground. I think that was really, really important. He needs a couple of moments to compose because Twisted, after that, early adversity, did an excellent job of just recentering himself, finding his rhythm again, and has had a lot of success since that time. But this stack guard now, 15 seconds, the ground and pound's going to be brutal. This might be it.
Oh boy.
God.
One shot away.
So close, but no stamina. It's been close so far, but into the third and final round, this could be anybody's fight. Both guys put on a show right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, back and forth action there, Dobie. You see the rocks, you see the amount of strikes these guys are putting out round after round. I don't imagine we're going to see the judges' scorecards. Stranger things have happened, of course, but they're throwing the kitchen sink at each other.
Yeah, no, surely we do not see the judges at all. This is a beautiful demonstration of head movement and countering. It's absolutely beautiful. You think one has the upper hand, but then just the other goes, nah.
Oh.
And beautiful straight
1-2.
Yeah, that is what you need in the third round. That is beautiful. What do you reckon, Kingsley?
Yeah, I mean, this is where he wants to be, but he has to watch out for that stamina. He's been having such a good job on the top game in the ground game right here. But again, in this proposition, yeah, just stand back up. If you get another takedown, I feel like that's going to be good for him. Oh, but we see a takedown from Scythe, but so far so good. Hopefully we get to see more of it, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to get some good work off here, we know how dangerous Kamaru Usman is. He has absolutely brutal ground and pound, so I'd like to see him maybe look for a little bit more of a position over submission or ground and pound opportunity at this point in the fight. Got 3 minutes 30 on the clock. If he's able to work himself forward, get himself into a more advantageous position there, Dover, to really, really maximize the power that Usman has in these ground and pound positions. Full guard not quite going to be able to do it, I don't think.
Full guard is a lot harder to finish the fight, but with how good Twisted is staying on his back, he's not allowing him to get to that half guard position because he knows if he does, it's gonna be bad. He's gonna do a lot of damage very quickly. You swing faster than ever, and now he's got a beautiful reversal and going into back sitting. This is where he wants to be. Yes,
sir. RNC options available from that position as well as the armbar. Obviously, we know how dangerous Burns is in any kind of ground and pound position, but he seems to be all about the damage tonight there, Kingsley, just trying to land as many big power bombs as he can to Usman's face.
Yeah, and it's working very well as we're going back to the stand-up right here. I'm wondering what's his game plan right here. Scythe has been on the ground for so long, going to the clinch, trying to take him down with some knees into a power slam. You love to see it. Under 2. How do you feel about this game plan? He's trying to go to the ground, but good get up.
Yeah, mixed it up there, went for the big get up, was able to get it. Obviously now his opponent going back to the clinch, very, very, kind of smothering approach, looking for that pull counter once more. Twisted needs to be aware of that pull counter, man. It's just had such success against him this evening due to the rounded shots. But this is much better for him, Dover, getting the fight back to the ground, stacking up this top control and potentially getting opportunities for the ground and pound. But now he's reversed.
It's beautiful. This game is very, very 50-50 at the moment. They both were 50-50 on the feet, and now it's just with constant reversals throughout this round on the grappling. It's absolutely beautiful. This is definitely what Scythe needs, because he needs to get some kind of head rock or anything, because he did get rocked early in the round to get taken down. So he does, Twisted has that in his arsenal for the judges. So if he gets some beautiful ground and pound in, I reckon he can do very well. And look at that. That's it. That is beautiful. Yeah, beautifully worked.
5 seconds left on the clock. Looks like he's going to end this one in top. Landing some shots. Going to look good in the eyes of the judges. But as we said throughout this fight, very, very closely contested bout, guys. How are you seeing this one going if you had to judge it?
I'd say Usman round one. 100%.
Twisted.
No,
really?
Yeah, Twisted gets that one at the end. Burns gets it. I wonder if we're going to see the statistics. They're going to slice across to it. Now he got the extra knockdown. Didn't quite let first round very close. Second round very close. Yep. Look how evenly contested this fight was.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like that's fair a little bit because it seemed one round definitely went to Scythe, but then Twisted just did a lot more on the ground, I thought, and then along with his stuns, I think he had 4 stuns or rocks in that whole fight, so have them pretty much spread about in each round. He was able to keep consistent, so it was a very close fight, a very interesting fight, but I think Twisted, he definitely deserved that win right there.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those ones that it's not a robbery either way. Both guys put on a really, really good account for themselves. I do think that he edged out that win, like you said there, Kingsley, and you know, in such a closely contested bout, those are the really, those are the fights that really, really show kind of your ability to overcome adversity. It's all well and good you kind of getting into a fight and, you know, your opponent not being on the same level as you, but being so closely matched and still finding the adjustments that you need to get the victory, you know, that's the hallmark of a player that's, you know, that's going to be from a good player to a great player, right? To be able to make those adjustments and really, really kind of get deeper into the game in that capacity.
Yeah, and absolutely. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, as you were saying, brother?
Yeah, I was saying we're getting closer and closer to the main card so far. I mean, we've been seeing some amazing performances, some close fights as we've seen that last fight, but definitely our last one, DeagleFly versus Elite King DeagleFly, excuse me, are going to put on a last good featherweight fight in the prelims, and I'm excited to see it. Cyrus, how do you feel about this next matchup that we're going into?
Hell yes, this one's on the PlayStation side. The PlayStation side has been coming through in emphatic fashion since we opened up that side of the roster. In the featherweight division, we're seeing 2 versions of Conor McGregor, the young buck and the bald Conor McGregor coming out here. There's slight adjustments between the game plans of these types of guys, obviously, and the statistics that they have, but it's going to be a very closely contested bout. I believe the older Conor has slightly better hands, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not the stats guy, unfortunately.
I believe
now, quick question. Do you think he has better legs?
Better legs? I'm not too sure. Like I said, I won't be able to say. Do you know too much about the statistics of these guys?
I believe that old McGregor has better boxing and newer McGregor has the better kicks. If you watch the older McGregor throw a kick, it's not as smooth at all.
Right.
It's like horrible. So you don't really want to kind of throw them into your combos because it leaves you open. Nice work.
We're seeing the, the new older Conor tried to take the center, now backing off a little bit, working the body when he gets the opportunity to. Very, very back and forth, just jockeying for position at the moment. This opponent, Highroller, is currently ranked 14th within Primetime MMA on the PlayStation side, so defending his spot against his opponent this evening. Obviously, I can't say his name. Is it DeagleFly? DeagleFly is trying to obviously take that number 14 spot and get himself on the rankings, doing a great job so far there, Kingsley, mixing it up to the head and the body.
Yeah, he's doing such a good job. I mean, both guys having just the nice aptitude of just saying, we're going to mix up the levels a little bit. We've seen a bunch of leg kicks, a bunch of head kicks landing on both each other's opponent's block gauge. And right now, just a nice combination with a right hook to the body straight. DeagleFly doing a nice job just taking the center octagon. He's not going to push the envelope as much. He's just going to play within himself, trying to preemptively slip. But Highroller doing a nice job trying to answer back. But so far, Dova, I have to give it to you. I mean, if you're in this situation, you kind of have to think, this is going to be a chess battle.
Yeah, and being in this position, it's stressful. You have to be patient. You can't overextend. You got to be very careful. It's beautiful to see this happen, and they're both making perfect reads on each other, playing beautiful game of footsies. Highroller seems to be getting a little bit ahead at the moment with them beautiful combinations pushing forward. But at the same time, DeagleFly is just, he's ready, you know, he's ready to all the combinations coming. He's not letting it get to him. He's just going to get his room. What do you reckon, Cyrus?
Yeah, no, 100%. I had some interesting information being passed on from the guys in the back there. Dog had mentioned that the older McGregor is actually got worse recovery, but he may not need it if he gets the finish right here. Beautiful combination, tried to get it, but that recovery may play a factor as we go into this second round. You can already see him having a little bit of a stamina deficit due to those body shots and a couple of missed strikes. DeagleFly looking very, very good. Appreciate you, Pudgey, picking out the pronunciation of that one for me.
Yeah, and we're saying with lower we go into the second round. Oh, but a spinning roundhouse kick not landing for DeagleFly. We're seeing just the pressure just being put on, but the stamina being so low. He needs to watch out. Highroller.
Beautiful combination.
High stakes right here.
He's having a bit of an issue with his head health here. His stamina is starting to get very, very drained. We're going to have to see how he recovers. But from what we're being told in the back, I mean, his recovery is not going to be anywhere close to the older, the new, the younger McGregor, I would say. So he may be kind of ice skating uphill on this one. It's a very, very tough one when you've got Conor McGregor standing opposite you with the power in that left hand. Still looking very, very fresh is DeagleFly. Highroller needs to make some adjustments in order to keep that rank, 14th rank spot. There is what he needs.
Beautiful flip. Beautifully done. But he needed to watch his stamina. He needs to stop going like hay with all of that.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to think, Highroller, he's been doing such a nice job getting these rocks, but again, using the stamina just so much, he needs to watch out for that. I mean, he's going to leave him up to another opportunity where he might get possibly rocked, and that might change the whole fight. But a nice overhand right there. He's doing a good job so far, right, Cyrus?
Yeah, oh my God, sits him down again.
Flip.
Highroller not giving up that 14th spot without a fight.
Oh my God.
There it is. I'm telling you, that stamina, it's a thing, and that might be DeagleFly's nice opportunity to get the win right here. He needs to find a way to get that black gate slope, but doesn't. He is so close of pulling it back.
Just the narrowest of margins there, Dover, but he's not over yet, landing bombs again.
Absolutely beautiful. This is, what a fight. What a round. Just when you think it was more of a chess match in the first round, it's just like, you get a rock, you get a rock. It's absolutely beautiful.
These guys really, really leaving it all in the cage this evening, as each and every fight has done so far. What a way to, go to the featured fight of the prelims to lead us into this main card. These guys, all action over the course of this 8 or so minutes thus far there, Kingsley. A little bit of the better side now, I would imagine, to Highroller after those rocks, but once again, Deagle still looking fairly fresh in terms of stamina. Maybe just a little bit careful of the head health after those exchanges.
No, this is, oh my goodness, trying to do a hand kick. Oh my God, he almost did the thing. If that was a hit to the head, that could have been all that hero, but this is what we like to call a scary fight, because Highroller, he's getting these combinations out, but he used so much stamina, and now DeagleFly, it's in his court. The ball is in his court, and he just needs one opportunity to put the lights out here in his opponent's eyes. But right now, we're just going to brawl. There's still plenty of time here left, Cyrus.
Yeah, lots and lots of time. 1 minute left in this second round, a potential 5 in the third one. I don't even know if we're going to get that far. These guys throwing bombs to close out this round, looking for opportunities to land maximum damage on high vulnerability strikes there. Dover, I mean, DeagleFly right now, really trying to turn it up and start to tax the stamina and head health of Highroller to lead into this third round. And you've got to imagine that's a pretty good game plan from the man, especially after eating so many shots.
That's it. They've both had their moments, but I feel like just pepper him up a little, just try and get that stamina as low as possible going into the third round. Hopefully you've made some adjustments. But beautiful straight by Highroller, just for good measure.
His opponent may, if he wasn't as nice as he was there, he could have just thrown it straight down the barrel and won that fight, but decided not to. Good sign of respect and sportsmanship from DeagleFly at the end of that round.
What a gorgeous
here
fight.
We go. We're in scary hours in this third and final round right here. Highroller, he needs to find a way to just keep his opponent off balance. It seemed like DeagleFly was going to get into a rhythm right here. And he is with a headbutt game!
Oh my God!
The left straight!
Y'all want to see a dead body?
DeagleFly.
Jesus,
oh
man.
My goodness.
DeagleFly, brother! Woo.
Just don't blink with this man about. My God, what a slip counter he had right there. Slips off that center line straight to the button of Conor McGregor's chin. You see his head go back like a Pez dispenser. Hits the mat, and that's all she wrote. Big performance from DeagleFly. Woo.
That was just perfect. What a fight. Absolutely beautiful fight.
Yes,
both showed that they're here to stay for a long time. Like even though Highroller lost, you see that as a win. You know?
Yeah.
It's only a loss if you don't learn from it.
I mean, the thing about that as well is, like I said, DeagleFly now potentially moving into the rankings after that win. That's a very, very big win for that man right there. With all of that being said, though, guys, we now move into the main card of this very first Fight Club card that we've had. A little bit different from Fight Club, the film. The rules of this one is, if it's your first time, you have got to fight, but it's not that you don't talk about Fight Club. You've got to talk about Fight Club, my guys. Tell everybody, get themselves involved. Everybody welcome in Primetime MMA, putting on 3 shows every single week, potentially more, as we continue to grow. But each and every one of these fights, no matter how many shows that we put on, they all seem to deliver, man. Nobody ever fails to come on and put on a an absolute war for us to be able to call. So it's been an absolute pleasure so far. And with these next 2 guys up next, I know ChasemeFam, I'll give him a little bit of an intro for him. He's been with us for about 3 or 4 years. In UFC 3, was a long-standing champion, had a little bit of early adversity up against some tough opponents in UFC 4, and he's got his work cut out for him this evening up against previous ESFL champ Papa Lemur, which is in a pretty similar spot. He's had a little bit of an up and down within the promotion so far, incredibly clean, but obviously he's got his work cut out for him as well this evening. Both guys, very, very closely contested bout is what I'm imagining from two whirly veterans there, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be super interesting. I remember calling Papa Lemur's fights. I'm excited to see what he does in the main card of Fight Club 1 here on Primetime MMA. So I'm super excited. But before we even get to this fight, I just need to get your thoughts. It's going to be in the lightweight division. I mean, what do you think the character selection might be for both of these competitors?
What was that? Sorry, brother.
Oh, I was saying, excuse me. I was saying in the lightweight division, who would you go with in this main card matchup? I mean, lightweight division, would you possibly go with a Khabib? What's the meta pick would you go for?
See, I'm not a meta picker. That's not me at all. But for me, it's all about fun. If you want to have fun, then I'd love the Justin Gaethje pick. That is my pick all day long. Love the combinations. I love his leg kicks. It's beautiful. But if you want like heavy grappling, I'd say Khabib, 100%. You'd be stupid not to go Khabib. The man can hold you down like nothing else. It's horrible. I hate going up against Khabib for just that reason. They hold me down, and it's annoying. I'm not all about that.
With that being said, just on that very, very point, ChasemeFam was a Khabib user all the way through UFC 3. He's one of those players that does his best work when he mixes it all together. I imagine that's going to be his key to success this evening up against a dangerous opponent in KM Papa Lemur, who, at least in my experience from RMC, he's a very well-rounded fighter, but I know that he likes those leg kicks and, has some really, really silky smooth striking, so I imagine he's going to try and implement that tonight up against this Khabib pick that we're seeing, Volk v. Khabib. All making for an interesting one, man. They're both very, very well-rounded fighters.
It's going to be a beautiful fight. They both got beautiful takedown and top control, of course. He's got the better one. But I feel like Volkanovski's got the better hands. He's got much better hands, get them leg kicks going for him, and I feel like he'll have a good run with him.
Starting out quickly. It actually looks like Lemur's maybe going for the takedown, trying to get in ChasemeFam's head, saying, like, I can grapple to my man Khabib, though, instantly go into that clinch. And everybody always says, obviously with Khabib, you've got to worry about that grappling and the smash, but he's also got some very, very heavy power in those hands as well there, Kings.
I don't know what happened to Kings. He's actually not here right now.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Khabib has some dynamite hands in this game, and it's insane. It's great to go up against all the time. But beautiful takedown, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Get it on the ground, but Khabib, he doesn't have much of a threat. I forgot his stats on his back though.
Yeah, he's Khabib's stats on his back. You can't imagine that they're great, but he's such a well-rounded grappler that he's not going to be a slouch here either. Obviously, it's not where he wants to be. ChasemeFam, though, I'll be straight with you, brother. He's a really, really well-rounded fighter, as you can see here, getting these early denials off. One of the biggest things in the earliest point of his game so far is that, within Primetime in UFC 4, is he hasn't gone through his, key successes, which is mixing it all together. So picking Khabib now instead of a Wonder Boy and the likes of that is actually a much better pick that I feel for him, and it may have better play dividends throughout the course of this fight should he be able to get him some success. But right now KM Lemur is on top and in control there, Dover. Not looking like he's willing to give up this position anytime soon.
Not at all, not at all. He's trying to get them shots in, trying to get the half guard to get the more damage from the posture up, but just ChasemeFam is beautiful on the ground by the looks of it. He's not trying to let him get too far, and if he does, he's still calm. He's not trying to overextend and give him the advantage. Like, look at that, straight back up. Absolutely beautifully done.
Welcome back to the coop there, Kingsley, my man. We've got these guys throwing bombs already. So far, Lemur's been doing some great work in the top control position, but now they find themselves back in the striking realm with him landing these kicks and teeps with very, very high success rates.
It's just such a good fight so far. I've been seeing it, and just I'm loving the striking that we're seeing for both guys right here. It's just been such a tight, contested fight, and we're seeing just both guys going back and forth. And a nice takedown that we're seeing in the half guard position for ChasemeFam. And let's see what he does right here, Dova.
It's going to be interesting. Like, we saw him on his back and he was doing pretty good. Now it reversed. Wow, beautifully done. But I believe I have watched Lemur fight before, and I'm really impressed with how he fights. I love his grappling, I love his play style, I love his striking. He's just very well rounded. And from what I've heard about ChasemeFam, I'm soon to be like expecting the same. You know, they're both going to make the adjustments. It's the first round. Like, it all depends on how you come out the next round. Are you going to make the adjustments, or are you going to be the same and just get red?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, that was a very, very strong round from KM Lemur. Going to be feeling very, very confident with himself. With that being said, though, the composure still there on the side of ChasemeFam. Didn't seem to be getting too flustered with those opportunities, Kingsley. All still to play for, of course, going into the second round. Are there any major adjustments you think you'd like to see out of the Khabib?
I would just say try to go for more takedowns. Try to get your opponent, do more slips like that, because that was a nice move right there. But as he has his opponent's back to the case, he's landing some nice combinations with a pull uppercut. This is exactly what he needs to do. Now just implement more takedowns, and then, man, maybe you get that stamina all the way down. And doing some nice shots like that. Uppercut landing again. Jeez.
How is he turning this fight on its head? ChasemeFam landing vicious combinations to the chin of Volkanovski, sitting down Papa Lemur early in the second round. Got 4 minutes left on the clock, over. This is a lot of time with Khabib smash on top of you. Not if he gets reversed, though.
This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Made the right adjustments and came out absolutely insane. You might be on the back, but you got to think that that's a little bit of a confidence boost. You got a little rock, you're able to just like, all right, stay calm, and you're able to get something. Like, look at that, calmness will get you far. What do you reckon, Kingsley?
This has to be expected, right? Because we saw ChasemeFam, he tried to strike more against his opponent, but we saw, as we see, Papa Lemur, he was actually initiating the takedowns himself. So what we have to just see, actually, it was ChasemeFam. He's the Khabib. He was actually trying to go for more takedowns as he got a reverse right there. And you can see he's more comfortable being in this situation. While the Volkanovski, I mean, you have to think, Papa Lemur, he needs to find a way to just calm his nerves a little bit, because it seems like after that rock, he just wants to find a way to just get back in this fight right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, potentially so. He did a great job of staying composed in those ground and pound positions. Now finds himself in mount. Plenty of stamina to land powerful shots to the head of Khabib. He's got a big enough head, and he's landing every shot so far.
That's a beautiful start to a comeback of this round, because you need a comeback. You got knocked down, but now you're just showing, all right, I've got the grappling to hold you down.
Yeah, and we're seeing with 140 left, I mean, in the backside, good stuff from Papa Lemur into side control, and I think a good denial right there. Going into crucifix. Khabib getting out Khabib. This is like the UFC 3 nightmares I usually have in my rankings, but we're just seeing some good wrestling, just good grappling, and another denial here in the side saddle. I mean, Cyrus, this has to be a nightmare for anyone in the bottom game right here.
100% there, my man. I mean, the good thing about ChasemeFam is he's shown to be very composed in the bottom. But the problem is the Volkanovski in the hands of Lemur now landing power shots.
The round is
so close. ChasemeFam, I mean, he's doing a good job of staying patient. I mean, if we could just survive the second round right here and go into the third, I mean, he still has a chance in this fight. But Papa Lemur, he's putting on the show. He's getting some punches and bunches. That block gauge is getting low, and it's going to be tough to come back from this, Dover.
That was a very suffocating round. Like, as soon he got the rock, like ChasemeFam got the rock, and that was a beautiful start. But as soon as it hit the ground, Lemur was just, no, I'm gonna make sure this is my round as well. And them ground and pound shots were insane, suffocating, not giving him a chance to breathe. And every time he was able to get him out of that position, he just posture up and go to a different position for more ground and pound. I'm excited to see how this round goes.
and again, Papa Lemur in the red gloves using Volkanovski, ChasemeFam in the blue using Khabib. We saw a head kick, not in distance, and gets a head kick himself. ChasemeFam's chasing that victory, trying to let uppercuts with a left hook, getting a knockdown right here. Dova, this is what he wants to happen.
This is what you need. You need that rock, but at the same time, this happened last round, and what happened? Beautiful denial. That's what you want. Just stay calm. He's got this. Oh my God!
No.
What a reversal!
And there's plenty of time on the clock right here. We see Papa Lemur just attacking the body, just trying to take much of the top control in the timer for the judges' scorecards. And you have to think, in the half guard, trying to attack the body right here, doing such a nice job. And if you were ChasemeFam, what would you try to do here, Dova?
I think I'd try to get up. At the moment, I'm seeing success on the feet. That's where I'm having the most success. I don't want to be on the ground. He's reversing me. I think that's the good hint to stay off the ground right now.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you there, brother. Obviously, with that being said, a little bit easier said than done. Lemur he's looking really, really diligent on top there, right over. He's just not wasting any time with it.
That's it. He knows once he has him on the ground, he doesn't want to let him get up. He's having success on the feet. He doesn't want to be on the wrong end of a slip uppercut, a slip straight. Again, you know, the head kicks, you know, everything at the moment is not going too well on the feet. So you want to keep it on the ground. But there we go. ChasemeFam back on the feet. So let's see what happens.
This is what you want to see. It's getting close to Mom Spaghetti time for both of these competitors. And you can see ChasemeFam, he is trying to go for overhands. Oh, but gets punished right there. Papa Lemur putting the hands on his opponent, seeing the knockdown happen. That will look good in the judges' scorecards into a power slam.
Beautiful. That's what you needed. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, very gorgeous. And into this situation right here, you need to watch out as he gets back up again. Cyrus, what do you have to think ChasemeFam has to do right here? Would you try to go for another overhand?
I think he needs some of those pull counters he was getting earlier on in the fight. He looks like he's trying to get them right now. Obviously, Volkanovski is doing such great work. He cannot exchange in the pocket with the head health being low. Definitely needs some sort of big, high vulnerability punish. Looks like Lemur is just staying calm and composed, not looking to give him many opportunities. Landing all of these shots so cleanly, going to the leg on repeat. If you know of Papa Lemur, you know that that's his bread and butter. He loves the leg kicks.
Oh my God.
Beautiful slip hook. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, and I feel like ChasemeFam, he's going to be regretting all those crazy shots he did in those ending sequences just a moment ago as he's getting grounded and pounded right here. He tried to go for a flying knee way far away from his opponent and tries to go for overhands, and it just didn't work out. And as we go to the judges' scorecard, Cyrus, you have to think it might just be Papa Lemur's fight.
It could very well be, my man. I mean, ChasemeFam definitely had some moments throughout the course of that fight, but the overall majority of it seems to be the way of the Kingsman in Papa Lemur. Like I said, a tough fight for both guys, but they really did put it all together and put on one hell of a fight. As we see right there, Papa Lemur picking up that W on the decision. Yeah, no, just a great all-round performance. I think both guys should hold their heads high, both showing, you know, great adjustments that they were able to make composure in very, very tough positions. But this night is the night of Papa Lemur, and in a big way, man, in a big way. Like I said, I rate ChasemeFam incredibly highly. He was a champion for a long time in UFC 3, and you know, is starting to put it all together in UFC 4. So tough fight for both guys, but big win for Lemur there, man.
Yeah, and just a little, we saw in the fight stats, it was 153 to 64 in total strikes landed, even though there was 2 knockdowns on the other side, but just a difference of just striking, especially you could contribute that to the ground game of Papa Lemur, having that experience on the ground right there, but just a good fight in general for both of those competitors right there, Dova.
It was beautiful. As I said at the end of the first round, I was excited to see who's going to make the adjustments. And ChasemeFam straight away made the adjustments with the beautiful head movement, was able to get a few counters, beautiful slips, and get him down. But as soon as he got him to the ground, it's just, it was Lemur's fight. He was able to reverse him, and then as soon as he was on top, that was it. He had suffocating ground and pound. It was just beautifully performed. What do you reckon, Cyrus?
Yeah, no, I completely agree, right? He did a fantastic job. And, you know, like I said, he's been around the scene for a long time, has Lemur, right? He's obviously fought over in ESFL, previous ESFL champion, putting it all together now in UFC 4. And I imagine he's going to be looking to put together a run for himself and the Kingsman within Primetime, and obviously ESFL, other promotions around. And he definitely has the skill to do so. It's all about finding that momentum, though, Kingsley, and, you know, starting to put together a number of consecutive wins for yourself. And that really builds confidence in the game plan you're doing. And you know, when you're doing it in really, really emphatic fashion like that, it can start to really strike some fear in your opponent's heart when they get matched up against you.
Yeah, absolutely. Momentum is the key word right there. I mean, it all starts with one fight, one victory, and then it just becomes a whole avalanche of just good things. And if you let one fight dictate where you're going to go, I mean, for Papa Lemur's side, I mean, this one victory, he's probably going to go up and probably in a higher standing on the main cards in future fight cards. But for ChasemeFam, it's all about going back to the lab and not thinking that this is going to be the be-all, end-all. So I'm very excited to see what those next two fighters are going to be doing in the rest of their competitive career in UFC 4 and in Primetime. But again, Dova, we have another great fight along the way. I mean, Desyia versus Shane. This is looking to be a very excellent matchup right here as we're moving along with the fight card.
Unfortunately, I actually know not much about these fighters. So, Cyrus, could you fill me in with these fighters, please?
Of course, brother, of course. So we've got the Flow State Kings for Desyia. He's been around the scene for a very long time. Incredibly dangerous all-round opponent. Generally has some silky smooth striking. Likes to be able to slip off the center line. Utilizes the jab very well, but also does some great work on top. So he's a bit of a threat everywhere. And much can be said the same for the lethal weapon, Shane. He is the leader of that camp. Been put together a good staple of fighters that have been making some waves within Primetime recently. And being the head of that, he's had the training with all of those guys and obviously being able to implement some of his own skills onto them as well. So you see, you know, I'm sure you see it yourself there, right, Dobie? You train obviously with a bunch of your guys being in the camp yourself. When you're training with, you know, a set amount of guys, they all have their strategies. You have, you know, your specialties. I'm sure some of your teammates have theirs. And it all starts to rub off on each other. So it's really, really a good idea to surround yourself with a, you know, a talented roster of players in order to kind of really sharpen each other's skills, right? Iron sharpens iron.
That's right. Like, a lot of people don't like fighting players that are better than them, but for me, it's like sharpening for me. I love fighting someone that's 10 times better than me because sooner or later their skill is going to wear onto me. So having that high level competition in your camp is absolutely perfect for practice. Having the chance to fight someone that's got that little bit more skill than you know, so you could have a little something to learn and just add to your arsenal.
Absolutely. And I think I didn't get to see the picks, but I know it's in the light heavyweight division. Lemur Texera versus a DC matchup. Very interesting to see this. I wish we could have saw this in real life, but unfortunately, with DC being retired, it just didn't seem to be. But again, this is an excellent showing of these two fighters right here. And Cyrus, you have to think DC has the advantage, probably in the ground game and in the striking.
Yes, I think it all comes down to the player, though. I mean, personally, I prefer Glover Desyia. He has very, very good grappling stats, being a jiu-jitsu phenomenon, and the power in his hands is deceiving at best. They think that that old man power isn't real. I tell you, it is. Glover lands with absolute, like, just devastating power in all shots, but much can be said the same about obviously DC. So I think these guys are pretty much mirrored, but as you said, slight advantages in terms of the statistics of DC as he enters on that lovely single leg to open out this first round. Now, obviously, sorry, as you were saying, bro?
No, I was saying a good game plan so far from Shane. Shane doing a nice job, able to take down his opponent. But again, when you go into those ground and pound situation to the posture up, you need to watch out for those slips because that would do a lot of damage to your stamina right here. But so far, Dova, I want to get your opinion on this. How do you feel the game plan has to be for Desyia to just go against this DC in this ground and pound? Because we know the ground and pound is being so deadly. But what a nice reversal. I mean, Dova, you have to think, good plan so far. I think we will try to get Dova back in the
we'll
room.
get Dova back.
Cyrus, continue. Going to you, Cyrus. I mean, game plan so far. Glover Texera with this ground and pound. He's doing a good job countering the balance of DC.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, this is going to be a tale of two halves. It's really who is able to impose their game plan early there, Kingsley. And I think that, you know, they're very, very, like I said, similar in terms of their style. They both have heavy hands. They both have excellent top control, really, really crushing in those positions. So Desyia now using Glover to Shira very, very intelligently, utilizing the stamina advantages to slice over into that half guard very, very cleanly. And once again, you just see him shutting down these positions. I would really, really like to see Kingsley. Obviously, Shane utilized some of those short shots, those bunny shots to build up the GA, just like you're seeing Desyia do here in order to get some advantages to maybe regain some positions. But this is a pretty dangerous submission. If there's one advantage Glover has, it's the submission offense. The man has got some jits.
He definitely does, and you can see him. He saw that he was just wanting to get his opponent mindful. I mean, look at that. Just denying the transitions, just going through these submissions, ground and pound, just taking complete control. And he's not being stingy with his stamina right here. You have to think with these ground and pound and just denying. He just wanted to keep his opponent in his cycle, just denying transitions, just hurting the body, excuse me, not the body, the head a little bit right here, and just get his opponent just a little bit uncomfortable for the rest of this round right here.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. The thing that's keeping him in these positions so cleanly, the reason that Shane is having a lot of difficulty being able to regain some of these positions right now is due to that grapple advantage. You see Toshira doing the short bunny shots to the body, and you see the obviously the GA going up as a result. That is why Shane is having so much difficulty on these bottom positions right now, going for a lot of naked transitions, and obviously Desyia is all over them over the course of that first 5 minutes. An interesting first round there, Kingsley, but like I say, still all to play for. These are some big boys that we have in front of us, and they hit hard.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw DC initiate the takedowns, but then Glover finish it with just a dominant showing. I mean, look at the replays. It's just nothing but ground and pound from Glover to Texera. And so far, you have to think it has to be his round. How is DC going to rebound from this? Probably try to keep it standing. Maybe try to go in the clinch. Just change up the levels a little bit and get your opponent uncomfortable, because right now they're in the rhythm right now.
Yeah, he did some good work on top when he was able to get there, but obviously the turn of the tide was when Glover got on top. There was just a bit of a different level when he was able to get himself in that dominant position. But as you mentioned, the striking realm, that's probably where he's going to need to go here, just to try and test that side of Desyia. I know from personal experience, though, that this man is not, he's not a slouch anyway, Desyia, man. He's a genuine killer, so he has to be careful. Shane doing a good job of mixing to the body so far, though, and I think that's a big thing for him. Maybe get his opponent to start dropping his hands there, Kings.
And what I'm seeing from Desyia, he's doing these preemptively slips, and while his opponent Shane, he does a little bit of a pull, but he's keeping his hand on the center line, so that block gauge is going to get hit a lot of times. But a nice slip right there, taking the advice. Maybe he could hear us from the commentary booth, but just a nice body uppercut. I don't think that land fully, but Desyia, he just feels comfortable right now. I just love the movement that he's having right now, but he needs to not get careless, because he will get hit in his clinch, and these uppercuts will land. Oh, but a nice move into an uppercut landing. Oh my goodness, Desyia desiring the win. Can he get the victory? He's so close right there, Cyrus.
One shot away, man. You were absolutely right, though. Shane was landing some beautiful work in the clinch on the 1-2s on the entry, and then all of a sudden, the old man power lands on the chin and sends him wobbling, and once again, now Desyia finds himself in a top controlling position with a lot of time to work, but good job on the stand-up once again from Shane.
Good job so far. Way to rebound from that. I mean, that could have been a horrible situation for him, but now taking the center octagon, you need to put some damage on your opponent. He tries to go for a pull, but gets hit with a jab right there. And Desyia, he's just taking his time. He's letting his opponent come to him. And now in these clinches, he had a good time in the get-go. Oh, the pull!
Double rock!
Not able to land!
Was that a double rock? Sorry, my bad. I thought that was a double rock for a second.
No. I think you're right. I think Shane was able to get the rock, but Desyia able to answer back. So that kind of put his opponent to saying, I don't want to go forward with those strikes. But now we're just seeing both guys very cautious of making a mistake right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I don't know if you saw it, Kingsley, but this is crazy. In the last 2 events that we've had 3 double rocks. One of them was a double knockdown and finish. It was it's been craziness, man. These guys are just throwing leather in the pocket, throwing caution to the wind when opportunity calls. And I mean, they obviously want the W, my man. They obviously want the W, and they want it in a big way. They don't want the judges. They want to walk away with those 50 G's, that performance award, and they're trying everything they can to get it so far.
If I see a cartwheel kick from 2 Max Holloways and I see it again here, I will lose my mind. Shouts to Bane for that call the last time a double knockout happened, but with an ankle pick being denied from Desyia, just, I feel like he just wants to survive. He doesn't want to get in a clinch. Oh, but the pull uppercut pulling like a rifle in the Olympics right here. Doing a nice job. And Shane trying to answer with these 5 seconds to go. Trying to get the oh my God! The end mercifully ends with a knockdown from Desyia, and Cyrez a little bit close, a little bit too scary for both competitors right there.
Yeah, a little bit of squeaky butt time, mate. It's you know, you're getting a little bit worried out there. They they're both landing big shots on each other's chin, and it's one of those ones where one zig when you should zag, and you're gonna get clipped and sent to hell, my man. And look, you see both guys looking for the big pull counters, but Desyia opening a big.
Jeez, and this, with the uppercut leaving away, and that could possibly it. Shane needs to find a way to block these. He's not, but that slip, look at the head health. It's non-existent. How is he alive right here? So close right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, just absolutely the narrowest of margins. A very, very gentle breeze could have finished him in that situation, but able to hang on for dear life. But as we see, 4 minutes on the clock there, King. Not a lot of time for, a lot of time for him to work on top, especially with the head health being so low. But once again, excellent work from Shane to stand back up. This man's got an effective style to be able to work his way back to his feet, and has been able to do that throughout the fight. But the power's there again.
Again, it's just another rock with the hooks landing. This has to be it. It will be Desyia taking the victory over Shane. And just to a point, even though he got up, he wasn't doing much in the striking game. It seemed like the trades were going into the favor of Desyia, and we saw in those last sequence of moments. But man, what a good fight. Kind of back and forth a little bit right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, these guys were just landing bombs on each other. It could have gone either way at multiple points during that fight. They put on one hell of a show for us in this main card, man. Maybe early contender of fight of the night right now. Yeah, just back and forth, and big props to the Flow State Kings and Desyia again, that win. Obviously, I was going to say commiserations, he hasn't died or anything, but, you know, like, so Shane will be back better than ever. This man's going to go back to the mountains, going to come back looking healthy as always. Yeah, I'm interested to see. Like I say, he's up at the top of the camp, you know, and the lightweight guys, the lethal weapon guys, sorry, they've got a good stable of guys, so I know he's going to go back to the lab and really work on those, you know, kind of little deficiencies that maybe kind of presented themselves in this fight there, King.
Absolutely. I mean, already this main card is showing up for Fight Club. I mean, we're not supposed to be talking about it, but man, it's been a good one so far. And if we're getting those fights in the second fight of the main card, I can't wait to see what we have coming up later with our co-main event. And our main event still almost here. It's coming here fight by fight. But Dova, we see you back here, but I just want to get your thoughts. When you're in a brawl like that, when you're in the situation like Shane was, just getting into those trade situations with low head health, low body health, not really doing much in the ground situation. What is your thought process when you're going against a fighter like Desyia in that situation?
My internet completely reset, so unfortunately I missed the fight.
No, you're all good, but like just going from personal experience, Silva, while we have you back here, I mean, going through brawls, I mean, they're just the scariest thing, especially in the spotlight.
Oh yes, your ego takes over and you think that you're getting ahead on them, and then it turns out that you're about to get rocked and then you get flatlined. I do my best to stay away from brawls because I always end up on the bad side of them.
Look, you want to go Garbrandt, right? But you don't want to go full Garbrandt, and that's the thing. A bit of a brawl is okay, but you can't be leaving your chin out there, and sometimes that's what you fall into. You know, you get a little bit too caught in the state of throwing combinations and trying to capitalize on some maximum damage, maybe preemptively slipping, and you know, all the time that can get you caught. And tonight, Desyia entering that flow state, as his camp name would suggest, the Flow State Kings coming through tonight in a big way. He put together an excellent performance. It was not without its adversity. You know, Shane in the chat there saying he came off a 12-hour shift, didn't feel his full self after that one, but my God, man, you put on a great show. That was not a that wasn't a slouch fight. You didn't make massive mistakes in that regard. It was just a back and forth brawl up against a very, very dangerous opponent. So both guys going to come back. Desyia obviously taking his step up now, going to be moving his way up in terms of the rankings and that sort of thing. So yeah, very, very interesting to see where these guys go from here, man.
For sure, and so far, respect to everyone who's been fighting on these cards. Respect to everyone live here on Twitch and on YouTube for Primetime MMA Fight Club 1. I mean, We love to have you guys here. We hope you guys are having fun with the predictions. I hope you've been getting your picks right. I'm sure we don't have any perfect picks, but I'm sure everyone's having a great time. And again, we always have amazing fight cards for you guys here on Primetime MMA. Usually we have Wednesdays, these fight cards right here. On Mondays, we also have another fight night card for you. And Cyrus, I know you're super excited for later this week. Saturday, there's a big one coming your way for Primetime MMA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The main event of next Saturday is going to be between the man, the myth, the legend himself, EK Trixie, currently on a 19-fight win streak after he dropped his very, very first match in Primetime MMA. He got the game. First fight he had on the game was actually in Primetime MMA up against a dangerous opponent in Honest Gym. He dropped that one, has been on a 19-fight bounce since then, even getting back the W over Honest Gym, and now he finds himself trying to go for that elusive 20-fight win streak. Up against his campmate in EK Jakey, who is a phenomenal grappler, has been working with obviously Trixie, Dino, Spider, all of those likes to really round out his striking as well. So a very, very credible threat to this championship and a deserving contender after beating Slick out this last weekend past. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to that, brother. Full card to be announced a little bit later on tonight. I obviously know who's going to be on that thing, and I can't wait to announce it, man. It's going to be one hell of a stacked card. 8:30 p.m. British summertime on Saturday. That is 3:30 p.m. Eastern, I do believe, Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you're there for that one. For right now, though, my man, we have a very fun fight up ahead of us. We're going to be having a dangerous all-round threat in Swish Bity, a previous opponent of mine, taking his step up against KM Gunz, the Kingsman coming through once again, trying to put on another W for their camp. I don't know if you know too much about them thus far, guys, but the Kingsman guys been coming through in big numbers recently and putting together some very clean performances all round throughout Primetime and all of the competitive scenes, quite candidly, across the landscape of the EA Sports UFC 4 community.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Kingsman people in the ESFL. I know we do the ESFL affiliate cards as well, so we definitely know about the Kingsman, and they've been putting on some excellent shows. I'm excited to see how this next fight going, and with the fire selections, I'm excited to see what they go with. I mean, Dova, we talked about it a little bit before in the first main card fight, but in this situation, when you know both of these guys are looking to put on a spotlight showing, how do you feel about the matchup between these two characters as we're about to see right here? If we can see knowledge, Justin Gaethje versus Charles Oliveira. So how do you feel about this matchup coming up right here?
If I was Gaethje, I'd be aiming for them legs. Them legs on Pettis are very low. Like, I believe like 89, 88 on the stats, so I'd be aiming low, but Pettis is hard to hit.
I think you're right there as well, Dova.
Pettis, excuse me.
You're right, brother. Yeah, the leg kicks, especially with the wide stance of Anthony Pettis, that lead leg is always available in that sort of karate wide stance. So yeah, definitely utilizing that leg kick. And he looks like he's going to that early, Dova. It's a really good game plan, especially with the Gaethje, as we called on a little bit earlier on in the card.
That's it, man. Gaethje has that 5-star leg kick. It is absolutely it chops you. Like, you think it just hits and it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's a leg kick, but it does more than you realize. It's stupid. I love it.
It deceivingly adds up, right, brother? It really is deceiving on how quickly that adds up. Already though, we've seen maybe 6 or 7 nice clean leg kicks landing for Gunz, their Kingsman, and oh, sorry, call you Kingsman, Kingsley.
It's all right. It makes up for my Pettis Oliveira show, so it's pretty much on brand. But as we're getting closer and closer to the halfway mark, Swiss Bity in the blue gloves, going against Gunz, who is in the red gloves right here. I mean, so far we're just seeing a nice. What is this? Fight Night Champions? We're just slipping all a bunch, trying to attack the body right here. It seems like we're seeing more of a chess match. It's not much of a brawl that we've seen previously, but I'm liking what we're seeing so far from both of these compares right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the big things is that after they land their shots, they get on their bike and they don't just stand in the pocket. It's called taking pictures, It's all good working your way into the pocket, but a lot of people forget about working their way back out of it to avoid some of those big counter shots. And so far, Swish Bity's doing a good job of that. I'd like to see Gaethje go back to those leg kicks that he was having a lot of success with earlier on there, Dover. Obviously that's going to play a lot of factors in getting his opponent to drop their hands over the course of this 15-minute fight.
That's it. Like, I'm noticing that Pettis is doing a really good job of playing footsie.
Trying that flying knee there. Now got his opponent backed up against the cage, Kingsley, but I mean, obviously, Gaethje just doing a great job of turning it around now. Whoever finds themselves behind those black lines is in a bit of a world of pain, in my opinion.
Yeah, now we're just turning up the heat in the kitchen right here for both these compares. We saw just a nice pull counter, a nice check of the head kick, and just head kicks landing. I mean, leg checks. Oh, the dunk! Oh my goodness! Call him in the Matrix because he's looking like Neo in there. Ducking the head kick, able to get the left hook, perfectly punish his opponent. And right now, Gunz, he's been getting hit with some crazy punishes, crazy timing. And you have to think he needs to be very careful right now because any one shot and he could be going down. But as he's
the highlight landing, big power, trying for that finish, a slithering of health, but not able to get that finishing shot. What a first round for these two gentlemen. All action over the course of those first 5 minutes, Dover.
Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. But I feel like Gaethje needs to go back to them leg kicks. He's gone out on them. He started really strong with them, and they were working. He didn't block any. It was like slowing him down a bit, making him think about going too far out, and now he's just abandoned them. It's very upsetting to see, but at the same time, round 2, adjustments be made. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, a nice show of respect that we saw a couple seconds ago. Oh, that knee almost in the head when Gunz was ducking low. Probably wondering if there was going to be a head kick, but just the nice use of his kicks are doing so well for Swiss Bity. Swiss Bity just taking the center of the octagon right here, doing such a nice job and a nice body shot, and now going to take down, getting denied, and Gunz trying to use everything in his ability to do something, but a nice judo throw for Swiss Bity, and now we're to the ground, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. I mean, obviously, this is maybe not where Pettis wants to be, but we saw, previously in the Khabib fight, I mean, Gaethje may be called the highlight because he likes to slam people on his head, but his bottom game and jiu-jitsu maybe not up to par of somebody like the black belt in Anthony Pettis. Showtime is able to get finishes in a variety of ways, whether that be jumping off the cage and decapitating you, or sinking in one of those silky smooth submissions from any of these positions. A lot of time to work on the clock as well there, Dover. As long as he stays calm and composed, he's going to have a lot of opportunities to get some damage or potentially an opportunity to close out this fight.
Yeah, that's it. I believe Gaethje has 88 on his back, so he's not too hard to keep down, especially when Pettis only has 90. Like, Pettis isn't the best grappler, but as you said, he's got that black belt in it, so he's definitely able to hold his own on the ground, and now he's taking it back to the feet, and them spitting body kicks are money for him at the moment. I don't think he's missed a single one.
Yeah, and you have to think, but he's not missing with his head up as he gets knocked down and rocked down from Gunz, but you can see that highlighted marker below his name. He's using a lot of stamina, so you have to wonder, how is the body, how is the head held, how is the stamina of Gunz right now? Because he is getting some good strikes, but man, that stamina is low, and he has to be super scared. You can see him not being overly aggressive right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Swiss Bity's coming alive. His defense is phenomenal right now. He's checking virtually every leg kick coming his way. You see the movement, the feints that he's doing, trying to get his opponent to bite on something, and once again, the spin to the body. Those and the knees have been money adding up, and that's probably why that stamina is starting to get a little bit suspect for Gaethje. Probably going to be a little bit worrisome, because when you're eating this much damage and your opponent's just non-stop coming forward, I mean, it's honestly, your brain doesn't know what to do.
Well, you can't count Gaethje out. That power just has it. Has it. And one punch, just like that. Look at that.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Beautifully done. Absolutely amazing.
What can you say? I mean, Gunz, he was on the back foot. I mean, after he got that rock and you saw the stamina was low, all he needed to do was just take his time. I mean, we saw those spinning kicks to the body were working for Swiss Bity, but again, with the Justin Gaethje, you need to be aware of the power and just the slips and just the counter moves. I mean, just a good fight, good boxing match, and just a good kickboxing match that we saw right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, it was honestly a phenomenal fight back and forth. Unlucky for Swish Bity, man. He was ahead in that fight. He slipped, he zigged when he should have zagged, and the power of Gaethje was able to reign through. In fact, he got a lot of knockdowns. They said 10. I suppose that was in the second round, though. Sorry, I was going to say he won the first round, right? But going into that second round, Gaethje did get a lot of damage off in a very, very quick fashion. So much respect to the Kingsman himself. Gunz picking up a nice W over a very, very tough opponent. As I said, going into this bout, I rate that man there very, very highly. Obviously, Swish Bity is a previous opponent of mine. I know how dangerous he is on the ground. Clearly made massive adjustments in his striking as well. Not that he was ever a slouch there, but you could see that he was really starting to put it all together. Obviously, just a big turnaround for Gunz, and he was able to secure that W there, Dover.
Yes, it was absolutely beautiful. As I was just saying, you know, you can't count that power out. One slip and an uppercut, it gets you rocked, and then just a three-piece combo will sit you back down, and that's it. It's just beautifully done. Absolutely beautifully done. Came over adversity and just proved that even though if he's on the back foot, he's still got the power.
Yeah, exactly, brother, exactly. You know, I'm just going to take the lead on bringing us into this next fight for a moment. These are two guys that, you know, highly touted. TMF ChinsWorth has been with us since day dot, one of the founding members of the promotion, fighting out at TMF. That man has all-round skills, ability to strike, grapple, and, well, everything in between. Outside striking, inside striking, you know, pressure fighting, counter fighting, all that good stuff. And I haven't had the opportunity to fight CIA Webcam yet, but I've heard that man's been putting in some phenomenal work himself with the lethal weapons, and has become an incredibly dangerous all-around threat, looking to prove that this evening up against obviously ChinsWorth, or Quidsworth as he was previously known, is in Bantamweight. I believe we're having TJ Dillashaw up against Dominic Cruz, which is always a fun matchup with those signature movements.
Yes, it is. I'm excited to see this, especially a good Cruz. I love someone that's put a lot of time into Cruz, that knows when to use his signature footwork and just slips out of the way, just like Dominic Cruz. It's something to admire.
Really is. It is. I love that footwork, bro. It's so clean. If you can land some of the side steps and so on, it even sets up takedowns. A lot of people just use it for striking, but you know, just it can even set up a lot of takedown opportunities should you get your opponent to be able to whiff on a couple of those strikes.
I've noticed, I've actually been in the lab with Dominic Cruz myself, and his signature forward lunge is beautiful to set up a little teep or a ducking roundhouse. It's actually really nice. That slip hook is very nice too, catches a lot of people. This should be a very good fight. Sorry, Kingsley?
No, it's all no go. What am I even trying to say? We're already into the co-main event, and already we're seeing just good strikes. A Webcam in the red gloves, going against ChinsWorth in the blue, and with this Dominic Cruz pick, I love what he's doing right here. He's using those uppercuts very nicely, but he needs to watch out for the other uppercuts because, you know, we saw a couple of crazy situations from that last fight. You need to be careful when you're fighting a phone book right here, Cyrus.
You really do. I mean, out of these two guys, though, I have to say I am a lot more familiar with ChinsWorth. He was been one of my main training partners across UFC 4. We've maybe fought 400-500 times between it now. The guy does have incredible striking all around. It's not that he can grapple as well, but it's just where his bread is buttered. It's just silky smooth. You'll see him use the lunging strikes, the setups off the set, you know, the side steps and so on. But right now, I'm seeing that Webcam is keeping it a little bit more simple and landing a little bit more at a, you know, at a higher clip at the moment, or so it would seem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing it so good so far. Both guys just waiting out the distance a little bit. We saw a nice little cheeky leg kick that we saw from ChinsWorth, but ChinsWorth just getting hit by it and answering back with a nice uppercut so far. Both guys knowing what they want to do with the gameplay, but a nice pull uppercut right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, you can see the nose of obviously TJ being busted, but as we saw on the weekend just past, that doesn't mean he's out of the fight. Going to continue to march forward, landing some shots of his own, and it looks like both guys are kind of gassing each other out and landing some beautiful shots on a very even percentage so far. It's going to take one big moment for this course of the fight to be changed. Looks like ChinsWorth now trying to utilize some of that grappling, which I think is a good mix-up for him, Dover. Keep his, you know, going to keep his opponent guessing.
Yeah, that's it. Dominic Cruz is really good with all the mix-ups. He's got amazing striking. He's got amazing takedowns as well. If you add it all together, he becomes so difficult to hit because it's just a mix-up. Is he going to strike with you? Is he going to take you down? It's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and right now, getting closer and closer to the end. Oh, nice side set. Oh, question mark kick. Landing from Webcam. Webcam with the moves. Using those kicks very nicely, and a nice uppercut with the left hook, getting that head health low for Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz, you know, trying to step back, and now he's just whipping. These slips are doing such a nice job. Webcam catching the knees all of a sudden, and Webcam, he's put on a clinic right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, he's, like I say, he's keeping it a little bit more simple. He's not getting overly flashy with it, not trying to use the, you know, signature movements too much of TJ Dillashaw, and as a result, I think he's just landing a little bit sooner. You know, he's just beating him a little bit to the punch on a lot of these shots. Lovely lead question mark kick as well. I mean, very, very unorthodox, all sorts of angles coming ChinsWorth's way. But once again, all to play for. This is only the first round. A lot of the time, that's just where you make your adjustments and your reads, and the second, third, and then obviously the championship rounds if you're in the main event. That's really, really where you can start to employ your game plan going forward in the fight.
Absolutely. It's so far it's been absolutely beautiful. Like webcams, head movement, lunges, all on point. Just knowing when to time it out of the way so he can't be hit. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely, and as we're getting to the second round, we are excited to see what is going to be happening already. An uppercut landing. Webcam continuing on with the momentum of the first round right here. ChinsWorth is just at the ends of his wits right now. He's trying to enter back, going for a takedown, and this is where he needs to do his damage right here, because he can't go to the stand-up again here.
No, Dillashaw is definitely, like, webcam's head movement is just too on point. You see that, like, just back-to-back slips and then just gets that rock and beautifully done. Like, absolutely made the right choice of going to the ground right now because the feet not looking too good.
And already into the posture up. Oh no, not even the
side control,
up.
very nice.
Side control right here. And you have to think these elbows, those forearms, just landing very nicely on Dillashaw. And if he could take control of this whole entire round on top control, he could probably win this round whole-handedly. I mean, he was able to take some damage, maybe a rock. I'm not too sure, but Cyrus, you have to think he needs to keep up this momentum right here.
Yeah, 100%, man. When you've had a back and forth and a bit of adversity in that first round where CIA Webcam was maybe landing some of the better shots, although, you know, some of the footwork was kind of a little bit nicer out of Chins, this takedown in the second round is very, very important, I feel, just to be able to change the tide. You know, you've tested him on his feet. Now let's test his ground game, right? See what they're able to do. How do they defend ground and pound strikes? How do they maybe defend submissions? So far, so good for Webcam, though, Dover. He's not making any major mistakes thus far, you know, on the ground.
No, not at all. He doesn't seem to be wanting to overextend. He just wants to be able to sit comfortably on the ground, hopefully get this round in the bag for him. Like, yeah, has to overcome some adversity, but he's doing very well right now. But if I was him, I'd stand up, hopefully try and get back into that full mount, but otherwise try and go back to a takedown because it's not looking too good. Don't want to be at sprawl. It's a bad place to be. And that was a beautiful, beautiful reversal into back sitting. That's beautifully done.
I just have to be, I'm so impressed by Webcam right now. I mean, able to slip out of that sprawl and take backside right there, and now just showing what he could do in the stand-up game. I mean, look at these side steps. Are you kidding me? Golly.
Absolutely beautiful.
But you can't get too careless. I mean, ChinsWorth, he's still going to be dangerous, but he is the danger, ladies and gentlemen, as Webcam getting closer and closer, smelling blood in the water. But wait a minute. Is he possibly going to go for armbar? Yes, he will. Submission attempt right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is dangerous here, Cyrus.
Very, very good. He decides to bail on it. I mean,
man.
That's one of the things he trains. One of his teammates, Mikey Boy, one of the better submission artists on the game. He taught us something a little bit new, which is the first 25% of the tracking is some of the most vital in those early submissions, especially on the joint one. So potentially why he decided to disengage, but nice shots to close out the second round. I mean, getting very, very active in the pocket.
But not to say his movement is insane, his footsies are insane, he knows them combos perfectly, how to time them. He goes for that body uppercut coming straight for you. He's going to clap you. Look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Two high-level competitors really, really leaving it all out here tonight, living and dying by the sword, utilizing, you know, fancy footwork and strikes and counters in order to try and get their, you know, massive damaging effects off there, Kingsley. All still to play for going into this next round, of course, but both guys a little bit damaged, and you've got to imagine starting to be a little bit more taxed on the cardio side by the looks of things, especially for that cruise pick after that big knockdown.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to do some damage, but again, these side steps from Webcam doing most. I mean, again, with these question mark kicks, doing so well so far. But ChinsWorth is still dangerous. He still get like a little bit more stamina, but again, he's just wasting it on every single time. It's just Webcam just has his whole opponent downloaded software, got some virus protection because he is putting on his opponent.
Oh,
He needs to be careful.
Beautiful
That's another question mark and a front kick.
The crane kick.
That's it.
Actually in a
Beautifully
matrix.
done.
We are actually in a matrix. That was absolutely insane. Webcam, where have you been? I need to see you more in these cards, man, because that was insanity right there. What a good showing from Webcam.
Yeah, those side steps really adding up there, Dover. All-round striking was beautiful. Excellent match, and like I said, back and forth for a period of it, but CIA Webcam just able to bring it all together, like you say, able to download that information, Kingsley, and put together the consecutive strikes needed for that big finish.
I mean, this is what you want to see when you're in like the higher up part of the card. You want to put out, I mean, especially to be put in that situation and knowing that you have the side steps, you're going to go with question mark kicks and you're just going to put it on your opponent, where ChinsWorth, he had some moments, but they were few and far in between. And when he had a chance in a top mount position, he was able to have the submission defense. So it was just a complete, absolute amazing performance. I probably would put that as performance of the night because that was just so good to see. I mean, everything he did was just si magnifique of a performance. So I can't wait to see what we have in these last two fights right here, Dover.
Yes, it's so far it has been an amazing card, and what a pleasure it has been to be able to call it with you brothers. Like, oh my god, thank you so much, and I can't wait for these last two fights. Everyone that's performed so far has just been so damn good.
100%, man. It's a pleasure to have you in here, of course, getting the Aussie debut on the commentary. Like I said, my brother, pleasure to have you in here as always, as yourself there, Kingsley. We are moving on though, guys, to the co-main event of the evening. BSD Big E up against TPC K Fired. These guys in the welterweight division, they're moving their way up in the rankings, Kingsley, and looking to make a name for themselves this evening in this featured spot of the co-main event. Big opportunities for these guys if they're able to put together a nice performance and pick up the W this evening.
So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to be possibly a little bit biased because when I see the name Big E, I'm like, all right, like, you already won me over. I love me some wrestling, and he's amazing. So I'm already rooting for Big E, but I got to say a little bit unbiased because we're in the booth, but I'm liking what we're seeing. I mean, the welterweight division, Dovo, when you look in the welterweight division, a lot of opportunities to put on a heck of a show, and especially with these unorthodox picks, Vince in versus Jorge Masvidal. I mean, what do you think about the matchup right there?
Right now, I know K5. I've played him. I've sparred with him. I've done a lot of training with him, and he likes to play on the back foot. So he's going with the kickboxing, like Lupa. I can't pronounce his name right now. I'm so sorry, but that's a good pick for him because he loves being able to keep you at range with his kicks. He loves his teep kicks, head kicks, all that kind of stuff. But he's not too good under pressure boxing, so it's going to be an interesting fight because he's got the perfect pressure boxer in Masvidal.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is your co-main event of the evening for Primetime MMA Fight Club 1. Again, K Fired in the red gloves, going against Big E from the BSD team, using Jorge Masvidal, and already we're seeing different kind of pace, a little bit spread out, not really want to go forward and be aggressive, but you can see Big E just marches his opponent down, but he needs to watch out for the trades and the flying knee because his opponent will go for it. And Cyrus already, how do you like about these two competitors, how they're starting off right now? Because we're seeing some home run hits.
Yeah, for sure, man. BSD Big E doing a great job of taking center of the cage. Has to be careful of the unorthodox strikes coming back his way. I was not expecting a flying knee from Luke that early. Honestly, did not even know the man had one, so definitely a sneaky one to open up this fight. But once again, back and forth, like you say, just chambering up on some big combinations, looking for maximum damage on every strike that they're throwing there, Dover. So far, so good. They're both landing with relatively high success.
Very much so, but I believe Biggie he's very much ahead. He's checking the leg kicks, doing a lot of damage to them legs back, so he's getting a little bit of head damage going. He's able to block most of everything that's coming back at him, like flying knee-wise, so when you miss that, that takes a lot of your stamina, so that's going to work out well. And that leg kick was absolutely beautiful. What do you reckon, Kingsley?
Like what I'm seeing for K4, I mean, that's his third flying knee of the contest, and a spinning roundhouse and an overhand just not in range. His fight style is a little bit chaotic, but he's going to clinch, trying to change it up. But for his troubles, he's getting hit Biggie with the power of positivity. Can he actually end the fight here? Is the co-main event actually over?
My God!
Biggie!
Wow!
He taps him out as well.
He's sour.
Wow!
Or your victory in the co-main event and feel the power. Big E with the victory. My goodness.
Yeah, no, my God. If you want to make a statement in the co-main event, that is how you do it. BSD coming through with a big W. Jorge Masvidal not wasting any time giving out that 3-piece and the soda. Sits down Vicente Luque, following up with some brutal ground and pound. Love to see it, Dover. Love to see it, man.
That was absolutely gorgeous. What a combo to end it. Just near put him out just there. Just had to throw some super necessary shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn. Beautifully played. As I said, K5, he breaks under pressure. He does. And that was some beautiful pressure with the mix-ups to make him think he was going for that body.
Yeah, I mean, the whole game plan from K was just go with flying knees, trying to find a phone booth, and just make it a little bit chaotic. But the way Biggie was able to walk down his opponent, you see him just not really implementing the jabs, just walking down his opponent. And when he saw his opponent's back to the cage, he was like, all right, I got you where I want you. I'm just going to hit you in the body. I'm going to take my time and land with these combinations. And he just perfectly executed his game plan. I'm excited to see what he does in these future fight cards. But Cyrus, I know you're the owner, but I have just, I want to see this fight right now. I want to see Biggie versus Webcam. I feel like that could be a main eventer. Those guys really put on some amazing performances. I would love to see that matchup. I feel
they picked up big W's, man. They're in featured spots. I'm sure the matchmakers will be looking at something like that in the future. Definitely highly touted opponents, my man. And you know, after big wins like that, both over really good opponents as well. Like I said, with Webcam being able to pick up a W over ChinsWorth, that's been here for a very long time, putting on phenomenal performance. Has been main eventing for a long time himself, over the years. That was a big W for that man right there. And obviously with K-Fired losing that last match to BSD Big E, much the same for him, man. That was a statement made in that co-main event. So those guys definitely have bright futures ahead of them there, Kingsley. That fight was one of those don't blink fights, right? And I mentioned it at the top of the card. This one, if there was ever a fight that you don't want to blink in, it's this one right here. These two guys are pure savages in the cage. We've got, obviously, Pudgey McTacos over here, who is a absolutely beautiful striker, able to mix it all together. One of the absolute kind of namesakes of the BSD camp, stepping up against the technical pressure of Great Mist. One of the content creators, the bobblehead himself, always looking for those big power shots. We are in lightweight. I haven't seen their fighters yet, but if you know Great Mist, he's pretty much guaranteed to pick Eddie Alvarez. That's his guy. That's his guy right there.
I respect that pick a lot.
Yeah, it's really, really down to his style as well. If you think about kind of Eddie Alvarez and bringing out the inner dog in himself, the way that he describes that's the way that Great Mist fights, and he really does replicate Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez very, very well. I'm interested to see if Pudgey goes Paul Felder. This would be an unorthodox pick for him. He normally goes a little bit more of the pressure boxing style, but maybe looking to utilize some of those teeps and kicks to keep Great Mist at range, knowing that this is the second fight that they fought there, guys. It's all to play for. I mean, obviously Pudgey dropping the first one up against Great Mist and trying to get that back this evening, but these guys are very, very familiar with each other and the talents that the skills that they bring to the table, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, live here on Twitch and on YouTube, you've seen it on Twitter, you've seen it in the Discord. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is your main event. 5 rounds in the lightweight division. Paul Felder being used by Clutch. And then on the other side, Eddie Alvarez also being used. We are loving to see you guys show your support, show your hype in the chat for Primetime MMA as your main event is about to get ready to go. I'm excited. The guys in the booth are excited. Let's get this thing going.
It's gonna be a beautiful fight, man. Let's go.
Nice show of respect to start it out. Both guys respect each other's skills. Instantly starting out with that rear leg kick is Great Mist. He always likes to chop the wood as often as he can. Obviously, Pudgey being wise to it in the early going, trying to get that check off on the second attempt, but these guys are not going to waste any time getting to all the action there, man. As we can see, already starting to trade in the pocket.
Oh, what a head kick. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. You can just tell they're not here to make this go to the judges. They're here to get it out in the first or second round. There's no getting out of the third round for this one. This is going to be an absolute war, back and forth. It's going to be great.
I mean, you have to think, with the main event, there's so much pressure, there's so many jitters when it comes to it. As that ankle pick lands into a side control for great miss, you kind of have to change your strategy a little bit. You can always go with the 3-round strategy of just putting everything on the line, but you need to find a different way to adapt when it's a 5-round war. When it's the 3rd round, you don't have that mentality of thinking like, oh, you need to get a victory right now. You could lose some rounds and still take the victory. So as we're going into this ground game right here, I'm liking what Great Miss is doing, just trying to change up his opponent, trying to go with the gameplay. But as soon as I say that, the nice reverse from Pudgey doing a good job with Paul Felder, just attacking the body, and Sam's going to be a huge thing in this main event right here, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%. The Irish Dragon doing a good job. But there you go. Eddie Alvarez getting the reversal. A little bit of a point to note is if you watch Great Mist on his streams, he's obviously that pressure striker through and through. But back in the days of UFC 3, this guy was a phenomenal grappler, and looks like he's looking to utilize that this evening up against Pudgey, maybe respecting the striking of the man and deciding to take him down and see what he has down there. But that was a lot of stamina he just wasted on those strikes.
And a nice check kick. Oh, and that right leg is already hurt right here. So far, oh my goodness, combination is coming back as the head health is low. Trying to go for a head kick. Great missed this. And that elbow not really landing. I wonder if that was only supposed to be a straight right there. But again, the legs are going to be really a big point for Great Miss. And Great Miss needs to watch out for that. Because with 5 rounds, you can't just automatically just assume you're going to be fine when it goes to the 3rd round. Pudgey is doing a nice job. He's being calm, cool, collected. Tries to land a lead uppercut, but not really landing. And Dova, I want to get your thoughts with 1 minute to go. How do you feel about this whole contest?
Now it's changed differently. I feel like Pudgey has actually realized what you were saying. Like not like you can, but like, you know, just this is a going all out in the first 2 rounds, and you've made me realize that. So it looks like at the moment he just wants to fall back, see what what's the other one's name again? Sorry, Great Miss does, and catch some photos and see if he can make the adjustments to what he's doing in the 2nd round. Oh, what a head kick though.
This is the problem with Great Mist. He's much like a Bang Bang out there, where his cardio is never going to hold up across a 5-round fight. But 99% of the time, it doesn't need to, as the man has a high finish percentage in those first 2 rounds, because he basically doesn't miss anything. Everything lands on the block, and Pudgey has done a great job of circling and so on so far, but a couple of big shots landing, and he needs to just cinch up that striking defense just a little bit if he's going to be able to take this fight into the deeper waters where he's likely going to have the biggest success there, Kingsley.
Absolutely. Again, this is your main event of the evening. The 2nd round, the filling out process is over. Pudgey in the red gloves using Paul Felder. Eddie Alvarez being used by Great Miss. Great Miss tried to go for the head kick again, but not landing. The blockage was low, and the head health suffered as a nice combination. It was a nice body shot landing from Great Miss. Great Miss doing a good job, and you have to think right here, Cyrus, he needs to protect that body, because that body's going to play into huge effect, but you can't leave the head health available, as it's 56-39 in total strikes landed.
Yeah, 100%, my man, 100%. He's, like I said, this is where Great Miss does his most dangerous strikes, and as you see right there, he throws unorthodox, just telegraphed lead leg kicks and so on, but because they're so oddly timed, it's very, very hard to guess which way he's coming. I've experienced it a number of times myself, just high variation, high damaging shots continuously coming at your face. It's very, very hard to know which way to go, as you see him chop to the leg once again there, Dover.
Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. He's implementing them leg kicks beautifully, because he marches him down and just throws a few combinations, get that head thinking, like getting to get that head movement going. And then he just catches him with 1 leg kick, and as you can see, the left leg is just going down. And then he's just head kick, body kick. It's all just absolutely perfect for him.
And he has a lot of stamina, Pudgey does, but every time he gets that block gauge low, he's stepping back a little bit. He's not really blocking much of the body. He's letting that happen because he's so worried about the head level. I mean, it's blinking a bunch, but you know, the body is going to get hit a bunch of times. His opponent's looking for it. Look at this. Every single time body shot's landing, he gets a nice 1-2, but every time they're fighting the phone booth, he needs to watch out for the body. He's getting hit again.
Yeah, definitely so, man. Definitely so. I think that maybe he's banking on the fact that his the output is going to allow him to keep that stamina advantage. But as you said, the body shots are continuing. Nice pull upper. The Irish Dragon with the check as well.
Oh my goodness! The flipping of the script happens again. Back and forth, and now Greatman with the body again. Can he finish this? Great miss! Whoa! So close! Head held blinking, block gaze blinking, stamina low for Great Miss, and he's gonna stand it back up again. Great Miss so close to the main event victory, but again, this is scary hours. Small spaghetti time for Pudgey. Pudgey needs to find a way to get back in this contest. He's getting hit left and right, and with 35 seconds to go, Cyrus, you have to think he just needs to survive right here.
He really does. He really does. And I mean, this is why these guys are such fan-friendly or fan-favorite fighters. They always bring the action, as you see right there. The combo's ripping.
He's low, but the body's low. The knee lands in the body again. I'm telling you, 1 second left, and that's it. We are going to the third round by the clutch of his purse. He was so close to getting knocked out right there. I mean, Dova, your thoughts?
I can't think. It's just a war. You just can't help but smile and have a great time watching it. I can't even give you like any response back. I'm just enjoying the fight just as much as anyone else.
And we hope you guys are enjoying it here live on Twitch and on YouTube. Primetime MMA Fight Club 1 right here. Cyrus Looney, Dova Kingsley in the booth for you guys. As we see Pudgey trying to survive as a back elbow lands, and another knockdown lands again. Great miss on the precipice into a stacked guard right here. Can he finish it? Oh, but a good slip. Very good slip right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing just enough to keep in the fight in these very dangerous positions. Shoots a double leg of his own. Paul Felder become a wrestler for a moment, and I can understand the decision-making in that one, Dover.
Yes, it was a smart move. But, nah, Great Miss is just, he's on it now. He is on it. Oh, my God.
The time was now for Great Miss as he wins the main event of Primetime MMA Fight Club 1 in an impressive war of a main event right there, guys. Incredible stuff.
Absolute pleasure. If you enjoyed the fights tonight and you haven't already, hit that follow, hit the like. We'll be doing these each and every event. These guys are savages in the cage. We're going to hit you up with the Discord link in a moment as well. Make sure to join the community, but my God, Great Miss looking phenomenal tonight. That pressure, that's what he's all about, man. This is what he does each and every time. If you haven't checked him out, make sure to check him out on YouTube, as the name would suggest. He's always like this, man. He's always all about that action, landing beautiful, beautiful destruction, given any opportunity he can, brother.
That, I just, no words. What a fight. What a way to wrap up our card, man. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's...
Just going, before we move on forward, guys, I just want to go back to the last sequence of that fight right there. I think what we saw on the replay is that it was just a caught opportunity. I mean, the head kick was perfectly timed. We saw, I think, Pudgey slipping to the left a little bit.
Yes.
Unfortunate timing when he just dropped his block and it just landed perfectly on the dot. I mean, as we take a look at the fight stats, it was 106 to, I think, 57, excuse me. It was 2 rounds for great, a good showing. What a good fight that we saw right there.
Yes, sir, man. The phenomenal. Landing some great shots of his own, but Great Miss just doing the damn thing this evening, guys. Picking up that second W in that, in their rematch, and he's going to be feeling really, really good for himself. We know that Pudgey's going to be back better than ever. He always is. He never just, goes away and licks his wounds or anything like that. He's always just looking to improve his game with the dangerous campmates that he has behind him in BSD. So, yeah, very, very interested to see where they go from here. But what a performance by Great Mist, and one hell of a fun finish, man. He just brought all the action all the time, as always. Yeah, just absolutely blown away by that one, guys. Now, obviously...
Absolutely.
I was just going to say, brother, with all that being said, I mean, top to bottom, this has been an incredible card. I mean, what fights stood out to yourself there, Kingsley? What were your favourite fights of this evening there, brother?
Oh, man, it probably was that main event. I know we had an amazing fight between Desyia and Shane, which was amazing, but that main event, that proved to be the top 5 of the card, and my goodness, it was. I mean, it was very much back and forth, and we just saw just amazing stuff in that main event. But those 2 fights will have to be the ones that I'm looking out for. But also shout out to Webcam for that performance. I mean, that performance, woo,
Beautiful.
so good. But
that's what I was going to say. I believe that. That's my fight there. Webcam just showed so much with that movement. I loved it so much. And also Louis. I knew his top control was good, but then I got to see it properly, and that was just suffocating. And I cannot
Also,
wait to see his next fight.
Yes, sir.
So big shout out to Big E too. Like, again, all these fights were amazing, but Big E also had an amazing performance as well. Able to shut the whole show down in that co-main event in the first round. I mean, shout out to him. That was incredible too.
That was a quick one, man. No, guys, we're just going to take a quick moment to have a little bit of a brief look ahead. As we alluded to earlier on in the card, we're going to be having on Saturday now EK Trixie up against EK Jakey. A battle of the Elite Kings to find out who's going to be the champion of the Xbox side of the roster. Like I said, it's high stakes in this one between 2 dangerous opponents. They're very familiar with each other's styles, so going to be very interesting to see what adjustments they're able to make going into this one. For right now, though, from me, Kingsley, and the one and only Dover, we are going to say much love. We'll see you in the next one. We're going to push forward a raid to the community, so stick by for a couple of moments. Make sure to show the love, and keep yourself safe, guys. We'll see you there.
Bless one, boys.
Peace and love.